All right, we're live, man. Let's go run it, man. Without further ado, like I said, we should. I had to just switch it. I'm trying to go live on X, but I think you got to have premium, so let's see how much X is. But I want to really focus on my Twitch, my YouTube, and now I got the Facebook and the X. So I really want to build those platforms up. This year coming up, 2026 and beyond. So. Then I'm starting to, name it. We're talking real estate and beyond because we're going, real estate. We're going, business. We're going motivation. We're going a little bit of everything. Anything, any viral clip, response. So, I sent Dunbar the links. I don't know if he's gonna pop on tonight or not, but I sent him the link. So if not, I think he'll be on next week for sure. All right, so let's go ahead and get it running. All right, so. It's Brandon B. Dixon, NMLS 1541210 at BNL on all social media. You go to my YouTube at BNL on. Also like, subscribe. Don't forget, we'll read the comment. If you comment on the show, we'll read it live and react to it. Answer any questions that you have. Go to www.applywithb.com if you want to go ahead and apply for a mortgage or book me for a consultation. 832-775-8357. You call me 24/7. www.brandonbdixon.com if you want a lease list or you want a consultation about maybe possibly listing a house or getting an investment property. Last but not least, clcinvestmentclub.com if you want to mitigate your risk. All right, so Corey, I got you set up. Go ahead, give me.
You know what it is, Corey Smith. You're saying broker on a comment on mortgage here for all your real estate needs.
Gotcha. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, man. I'm gonna have to put Beyond up in there as well, real estate and beyond. So we're gonna be reformatting, trying to do a few upgrades as the StreamYard upgrades and bring some more guests in and so on and so forth, man. We're gonna try to get back to chopping up the viral clips. I mean, chopping up the little shorts and throwing them on there. I'm gonna get back. That kind of took a couple of months hiatus off of really pressing the social media, but I gotta get back to it. So with y'all support, man, tell a friend to tell a friend. If you like the show. I see people watch us on the real replay. Oh, I want to send a shout out. Let me see if I'm live on that Facebook. Let me see something, man. Let me see something before I get going. I forgot what my old Facebook was now. Yeah, we live, man. I'm on there right now. So yeah, this is we live on the Facebook. I'm on the business page though. I think I see we live on the business page. But yeah, we live, man. So yeah, so boom, I'm looking at it right now. So yeah, we good to go. So this is the first time in 2 years we've been live on that Facebook. My Facebook got hacked in 2023 somewhere in Vietnam. It kind of picked me off. So I don't know how I got it going today, but I got it going. So, so from there, let's go ahead. I don't know. Where should I start, man? I got a whole bunch of different things. I don't know how. I forgot how this all kind of
come together, man. Just hey, look, first one you put your hands on, just go ahead and run it.
I'm trying to figure out where we ended with last week. Yeah, let me see what we ended with last week, and then we'll go from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we ended with the LeBron James last week.
Yeah, that sounds right.
All right, well, let's run it from here, man. Boom. All right. I think I got a lot of franchise stuff on this one. You know what I mean? So I've been messing with these franchises. So boom. All right, let's run it.
Tough one. Chick-fil-A if you're an operator, McDonald's if you're an investor.
Chick-fil-A or Planet Fitness?
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A or Crumble Cookies?
Chick-fil-A again.
Chick-fil-A or Dutch Bros?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm going to go with Dutch Brothers. Coffee will always be in demand.
Dutch Brothers or Nothing Bundt Cakes.
Nothing Bundt Cake, low overhead, easy to scale.
Nothing Bundt Cakes or Subway.
Nothing Bundt Cakes.
Nothing Bundt Cakes or Tropical Smoothie.
That's also a tough one, but I'm going to go with Tropical Smoothie. The business model is simpler and healthier.
Tropical Smoothie or Dunkin'.
Got to go with Dunkin', bigger brand.
Dunkin' or Anytime Fitness.
Dunkin' Donuts again. Anytime Fitness doesn't make money.
Anytime Fitness or Orange Theory.
Orange Theory is a better fitness model.
Orange Theory or UPS Store.
Orange Theory,
UPS Store or Sports Clips.
sports clips every time.
Chick-fil-A or McDonald's.
Tough one. Chick-fil-A if you're an operator. McDonald's if
Run
you're
it one
an
more
investor.
time.
Chick-fil-A or Planet Fitness.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A or Crumble Cookies.
Chick-fil-A again.
Chick-fil-A or Dutch Brothers.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm going to go with Dutch Brothers. Coffee will always be in demand.
Dutch Brothers or Nothing Bundt Cakes.
Nothing Bundt Cake, low overhead, easy to scale.
Nothing Bundt Cakes or Subway.
Nothing Bundt Cakes.
Nothing Bundt Cakes or Tropical Smoothie.
That's also a tough one, but I'm going to go with Tropical Smoothie. The business model is simpler and healthier.
Tropical Smoothie or Dunkin'.
Got to go with Dunkin', bigger brand.
Dunkin' or Anytime Fitness.
Dunkin' Donuts again. Anytime Fitness doesn't make money.
Anytime Fitness or Orange Theory.
Orange Theory is a better fitness model.
Orange Theory or UPS Store.
Orange Theory,
UPS Store or Sports Clips.
sports clips every time.
Chick
I don't know, man. I heard something different. I heard them UPS stores make that money. I think I got a different one that contradicts that totally different later on down the line. But I heard them UPS stores be raking in that money.
I definitely believe they do. If you've ever shipped anything through UPS and pulled up inside a UPS store, you know they make money.
Right. So I guess it's comparing the two. I guess it's a matter of opinion, preference. But I'm looking at the UPS stores too. There's no overhead. All you really do got to do is rent the space. You know, it's a money maker. They ain't got no product or nothing to spoil, or you know what I mean. So it's. I think it's just bleed money. Now, is it a lot of money? I think it's just a matter of serving the customers, and it's a service-based business. You got them 200 something mailboxes there that you getting $30 a month. You know, so that pay for your rent right there. You know, you getting $50 a month, 30, 50, 60, 70, $80 a month for a mailbox. You know, you do that a couple of hundred, that's your rent right there, right?
Yes. I tell you what I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like because I've been in several UPS and FedEx stores, you know what I'm saying, and usually the people that's in there, attitudes are dog shit. That leads me to believe that, you know what I'm saying, customer service is not top priority because you already know it's a necessity. So you're going to make the money regardless of who's actually serving the customers.
Right.
So that's why I know how it's making money. That's the first thing. The second thing is you have multiple revenues inside one building, inside one office to where you're making money. They have the mailboxes that they're selling. They have the packages that you actually come when you come with a package that you need to send to Dallas or something like that. They're selling you the envelope. They're making probably an astronomical amount of money from that. Then they're going to go ahead and bust you over the head for shipping it out there, either overnight or a week or whatever the case may be. The margin is going to be high on that. Not only that, they selling tapes, boxes, everything else. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about all the revenue, all the different revenues that they have, the multiple streams of revenue, oh, it's definitely making money. I ain't even concerned about that. But now the other thing is this, is that me personally, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, he has his own opinion, his own bias. But me personally, I would have went Chick-fil-A all the way through until you asked me something else.
Well, I mean, the thing is that, like you said, if you want to invest or you want to be an operator, some people don't want to sit there and run a Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is not going to let you just sit there and then just invest and then passive invest. They want you to own and operate.
Well, you know, that's what they say. That's what their model is, because they don't want an absentee owner. But
right.
From what I hear and talking to people that have branches, you know, it kind of starts off that way, but eventually, you know what I'm saying, it kind of phases out to where you can't necessarily be a completely absentee owner. You have to show up and be on site, but you don't have to sit there and babysit it every single day.
Right, but
Which,
that's
who would?
foreign investors or something like that. I'm out of the country. I don't really live in the United States. I live in New Zealand somewhere. That ain't a good model. Like I said, so it just depends on what's your priorities. Like, you know, I mean, who gonna run it? Like, they gonna want you to run it. So for
Well,
me,
you know what I'm saying,
like me,
here's the
that'll be
thing.
great. You know, but
Here's the thing, you know what I'm saying? If I'm out of the country or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying, and I can't be there, I want me a Chick-fil-A, I have an opportunity to get me a Chick-fil-A. Hey, B Dix, I got this opportunity to get this Chick-fil-A. Let's partner up.
They ain't gonna play it like that. You know,
why wouldn't they play it like that?
Because you gotta be running it. Like, they, you know, if it's a partnership, they're gonna make y'all run it together. They you know, they smarter than that.
But see, the thing is that, you know what I'm saying, which I've talked to some people, you know what I'm saying, is that, hey, look, in a husband and wife duo, whatever the case may be, the husband still got a full-time job while the wife runs the Chick-fil-A. You know what I'm saying? Right. So even if you're out of the country, you know what I'm saying, if y'all in partnership, y'all 50-50, we just need somebody with skin in the game that's making sure that this business is running the way it's supposed to be and it's not falling by the wayside. I'm not going to hold it to both of y'all have to be there on a day-to-day basis. That's the thing.
I don't know. Like I said, you got to look at the fine print on that one. Because what happens is when you partnering with these particular franchises, they're going to check up on you. I know they ain't going to check on you day to day, but they're going to want both of y'all in the store a certain amount of time. And that's their business model. And the reason why is because they have a certain, I don't know why. They have these weird rules. You know, I give you an example, like, you know, I don't want to make it about that, you know, but they have a rule where they're going to want you, it's going to be in the contract, you know, that for a certain amount of time in the store. I get what you're saying. That might could fly, you might could comb that over, but I'm pretty sure people started that, you know what I'm saying, already. You know, and like I said, and I get it when you get one, but you know, when they start to get, you could probably hire a multi-unit manager, you know, after that, but they're gonna want you probably running the day-to-day operations. What I was surprised at as well, they said, I know anytime they make any money, I know them anytime is this smudget budgets, you know, that's just, most of those are tax write-offs, those Anytime Fitness. But
I haven't seen one in a long time. And all the ones that I did see, you know what I'm saying, I always had closing posted inside the window.
Right.
So I don't know what about that model this doesn't work, but you know what I'm saying, it doesn't entice me to want to own one. Yeah,
it's small, and then it was one of those, like, you know, 1,000 square feet, 1,500 square feet, somewhere you just work out with no, you know, no thrills, no frills, but people want the frills and thrills when they go to work out. It motivates them. The thing about Planet Fitness is that they got the no judge, they got the little frills, they got the UV room and all this other stuff, and it's no judgment. And they got a gimmick, you know. And so, you know, Fitness Connection is the cheap, you know, is the hood. You know, 24/7, 24-hour fitness. You got those. You got Gold's Gym. You got the bodybuilders go there. You know, Lifetime. You got the basketball players and the strippers go there. You know what I mean? So, you know, so everybody got their little theme. Anytime with like a little corner, somebody just want to get a quick workout, no frills. I like Anytime because nobody ever be in there. That's what I like.
Which is the problem. Which is the problem. Nobody ever did that.
It's good for the workout, but it's bad for as far as the investment. He didn't want nothing but Bundt cakes, but he chose Dunkin'. I guess Dunkin' because of the coffee. You know, I guess.
Plus, a lot of people like Dunkin' Donuts. A lot of people, you know what I'm saying, you know, they go, I'm a Shipley's man myself, you know what I'm saying, but a lot of people like that Dunkin' Donuts stuff. Dunkin' Donuts and Krispy Kremes, you know what I'm saying, people swear by it.
I guess, man. I mean, Dunkin' Donuts never was good to me, but I guess for the coffee, I guess the brand awareness. I mean, I guess, and I see a lot of people. The one in Katy, they got the breakfast sandwiches and stuff like that. I guess it is, you know, so people come to it, you know. But franchise is what it is. Get into one. I mean, you got to get your net word up. But I would say buy an existing one, and go from there. All right, so I got a few, so let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling.
Everybody's screaming, the rates just dropped. The rates just dropped. It's time to buy. The market's about to take off. But let me give it to you straight. This ain't 2020. The rules have changed. And if you're not paying attention, the people in this industry is about to finesse you out of thousands. So the feds just cut interest rates again. And all of a sudden, mortgage brokers, investors, and realtors are screaming up and down saying, we're back, baby. But here's what they're not saying loud enough. We saw the same movie play out last year. Rates dropped, the media went wild, demand still dropped, prices still dropped. People thought that they were early and still ended up being the dummy at the top. Yes, rates did drop to 6.1%, but buyers' payments are still double what they were before the pandemic. $2,650 per month ain't affordable for most Americans. The average buyer still can't afford this market. So no, this little dip that we just got ain't gonna save the day. You know when this market is really gonna shift? When prices start dropping at least 15%. That's when buyers are gonna come back. That's when deals are gonna start making sense again. Let the amateurs chase the headlines. You sit back, get your funding right, and wait. Because the real opportunity is coming when panic sets in. Builders are already telling you the truth. They're cutting prices as much as 25%, and they still can't move their properties. Meanwhile, buyers are still sitting on the sidelines because it will cost them $800 more per month to buy versus them keeping their current mortgage. You ain't missing nothing by waiting right now. What you're actually doing is protecting your pockets. So don't let the mainstream news FOMO you into a bad decision. Run the numbers, watch the inventory, and when it's time, you strike. That's how you build wealth, not headaches. Everybody's screaming.
I mean, he said a lot, so I give you first dibs at that while I set up the next one.
I mean, the biggest point of the matter is, you know what I'm saying, it's like everybody always referred to Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett talk about, you know what I'm saying, when others are greedy, be afraid. When others are afraid, that's the time to be greedy, because that's when opportunity strikes. That's when opportunity comes about. And essentially, he's saying the same thing. Most people are chasing headlines. You know what I'm saying? By the time the headlines come out, the rest of the crowd is following the headlines too. So, you know what I'm saying? You're not necessarily getting a great deal, so to speak. Everybody's now, you know what I'm saying? Like we've been telling people all year to go ahead and purchase a home. Now is the time to try to get the deal of a lifetime. Builders are slashing prices. Builders are giving you the kitchen. They're no longer tying your hands to say, okay, well, look, you need to go with our lender in order to get these incentives. They were essentially giving those incentives regardless of who you went with. And they were giving so much actual money, you know what I'm saying? It was absolutely ridiculous just because of the climate of the market. Now, the feds have dropped rates once. The feds will drop rates, maybe once or twice before the year is up with. And more people are now starting to jump into the pool. More and more people are now starting to be greedy and want to purchase houses. Guess what that means? That means demand goes higher. Bidding wars are actually going to increase, and now you're not going to get those same deals. Yeah, you get a slightly bump from a slight savings from interest rate, but you're not really getting a savings because now you're going to actually pay more for the house. So that little bit of money that you thought you were saving on a monthly basis because you was listening to mom, pop, cousin, brother that's not licensed in this actual industry was telling you to wait. Now all of a sudden you end up paying more money for that property. And that's what's essentially going to happen. What this guy is essentially talking about is now we're getting ready to go into a buyer's market. And now is the time to actually stack your bread. Stack your bread, you know what I'm saying, and wait for that downturn to happen. Because real estate is cyclical. As soon as that downturn happens, then now you're prepared to take advantage. But right now is not the time to try to jump in and be greedy.
Well, I think he's looking at it from more of an investor standpoint. I think for first-time home buyers, I think now this full quarter would be the time to actually get something if you want a new home, because this is probably the worst it's been as far as the amount of buyers in the actual, as far as buyers to inventory in a while. So, like you said, those builders are actually slashing a lot of prices right now. So if you want to get a existing build that nobody's ever lived in, this full quarter while everybody's trying to be dormant or try to hold out until next year. If you do have the means, I would go ahead and do it. And just, as rates drop, you're probably going to get one or two of those cuts. So you probably float your rate until it's actually you're ready to close, and then go ahead and refi next year. If rates all of a sudden drop. But I would go ahead and take the combination of both. Take the savings as far as the price drop because they're oversaturated with inventory. Then I'll go ahead and take the trend of the rates starting to drop. Now, is it better than pre-pandemic? No. However, when it does get to that, you can always refi, or as you put equity into it, you always can refi and go down from there. But go ahead and get into the house right now while they having all these deals. Because like I said, they got way too much inventory right now. And then what happens is the season, real estate is seasonal. And usually the last 6 weeks of the year, nobody's doing anything. So December closings are sweet because those are usually the last little deals they try to make. So, if you didn't have it in a game plan. Another thing is if you're a business owner, small business owner, go ahead and get it before you have to, show the next taxes, for the next year. So, if you got the 23 and 24 tax returns, let's go ahead and take a look at that. And then you got to do a P&L. That way we just need a P&L. Because once you file the taxes in 25, you got to hope that in 25 you made more money. So let's go ahead and get that knocked out before the end of the year. So now there's a little window right now while everybody's kind of clutching their pearls, so to speak, and builders are trying to do something. So I don't really advocate new builds too many times, but now would be the time to do one if you're going to do a new build. So let's go ahead and hit this next one right here. I might start a section, man. Some of these need to be come on, dog. That boosted.
come on, dog session.
Come on, dog.
It's the most fucked up apartments in Houston, Texas, Part 12, and these bitches dusty as hell. And today, bitch, I'm at Glenwood Village Condominiums, and this place is an absolute piece of shit. Fuck you, Tambo.
Now, upon my arrival, I thought this place might be pretty decent, just judging by the 6 swimming pools at the front entrance. But to my surprise, these ain't the kind of swimming pools that you swim in, bitch. These the kind that fuck your car up. So boom, bitch, I made one right turn, and immediately this shit started looking like a third world country. What the fuck is this shit? And you want to know what really fucked me up? Watch the camera turn, bitch. Somebody actually lives right there with a light on that. What the fuck? And bitch, don't even get me started on these bullshit ass mailboxes, ho. Do people even get their mail around this bitch? And then they got siding falling off. They got bandos around this bitch left and right. And this motherfucking roof finna fall through. These bitches don't give a fuck so much, they don't even cut the grass, bitch. What the fuck? Moral of the story, this place is absolutely, positively, 100% a piece of shit. 10 out of 10, don't recommend. And if I recommend some shit like this to you, bitch, I am not your friend. On my kids, I'm out.
What the fuck you talking about? Look, that's comical.
You gotta.
Come on now, dog.
Hey, look.
Man.
Right. Hey, look, I'm pretty sure we got a few more of them joints because they got them all over Houston.
Man, but like I said, I'm not sure how they get away with that. How they still renting these apartments? They got, what are they, free? Or I mean, how do they roll with that? How is that possible?
Well, here's the thing, I'm saying? They're always going to find somebody that wants to rent them because you got people out there, I'm saying, that has a prior conviction, people out there that has prior evictions, people out there, I'm saying, they got one reason or another why, I'm saying, they're struggling to find a place to stay. I'm saying? And then the other thing is this too, you can't be asking for a whole bunch of rent money. So you probably the cheapest in town. So for somebody that's just trying to look for a place to lay their head, I'm saying, they don't care. Hey, look, this is a place that I can afford while I try to get on my feet.
It's about the roof by the cave.
Yeah.
I remember when I first back in, this is like the early 2000s. I just made regional manager at Aaron's. So they gave me Louisiana and Mississippi stores. So first time I'm going out there, you know, to Meridian, Mississippi, Meridian and Jackson. You know, you know, so out there in Mississippi, them stores. So I had to spend some time out there. So I'm looking at, you know, doing a short-term lease on the spot, man. They showed me some of the places look like that. I'm like, man, come on now, dog. I gotta
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
you know what I'm saying? Like, man, you ain't gonna get no women come over there. Like, man, come on, I can't do this. But I did wind up staying at it was it was a double, but shoot, it still was an older house. Warm water, flip a coin. If it's warm, it might be warm one day, won't be cold another day. It's like, man, Mississippi, man, y'all got it was rough out there.
Yeah, Mississippi is rough by itself. You know what I'm saying? And then you add another layer, kind of what you was looking at.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a reason folks trying to get out of there ASAP.
I forgot how much I was paying. It wasn't cheap either. It was like what was early 2000? It was like $400-500 a month.
Dang.
You know, that was decent for like back then. You know.
Ooh. Hey, look, it better been A1 location.
Nah, it was trash. You know. So, but let me go ahead and run this next one.
Being a homeowner, we moved here in October. And when we moved in, we got an inspection. We got like 3 or 4 different inspections. And not once was there anything wrong with our bathroom, right? But since we've been in here, we saw a crack that went from our shower over to the wall. And when we had our cleaning ladies come, she noticed it was mold inside that crack. So she kept trying to clean it and it wouldn't come out. So we had somebody come and dig up where our tub was and pick our tub up to see what's under there. And look what's under here. All that black stuff, mold. All of that, black mold. Inside of here, Coke bottles, tops, sunflower seed packages, cups. This is sheetrock. This wasn't supposed to be used to build no tub. None of this is waterproof, right? All of this under here, mold. We can only assume because this is where the crack is. That's where the crack is. So we don't know how deep all of that goes. We've been getting sick for the last 3 weeks. I'm sick right now, and I couldn't figure out what was happening or what was going on. Okay. It's a reality being a homeowner. We moved here.
Look like wife mad, man.
Man, I tell you right now, without her saying one motherfucking word, she is steaming at the ears right now.
I got these sound
May I
things, man.
please have my money back?
You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. Shout out to Keith Lee. I like what he does as far as the content. But yeah, man, you should Keith Lee. You don't have too many good friends in your corner because they wouldn't have let you buy the house, a new house, in fact, without site inspecting it first. So your friends don't have the knowledge. Either your circle don't have the knowledge, or they let you buy that house without with you in the blind. So if you would have site inspected that house before you bought it, you would have known that. So now you got to backtrack. Now this is what we preach all the time. Well, I preach for sure. Now, good luck. Once you purchase that house, you purchase it as is. Now you got the warranty and stuff like that. Depends on the builder. Now, it's gonna be tough. Not saying that you can't. It's not gonna be all right. Like Amazon, it's not gonna be that type of customer service. So you're gonna have to fight. You know. So it saves you a lot of headache. I'm gonna just say this. I know we could. I don't know all the situations. You know, everything that's going on with it. I'm getting the gist of the scenario. So I'm just on the outside looking in. Based on my experience, it's gonna be a tussle. Secondly, knowledge is power. So just because you're emotionally, and that's a lot of things, your wife probably emotionally tied to the house, but when you lead by emotion, a lot of times you make bad decisions. And you should have did your due diligence, because it could be serious. I think he got a young one too, so that could be serious with that black mold. So this ain't nothing to play around with.
Correct.
So, but I'll go ahead and yield the flow from there.
So the biggest thing, I'm saying, I have to say is like B just alluded to, I'm saying, we don't know the whole details. I've been in situations where, I'm saying, I've represented people and the purchasing of a home, I'm saying, and regardless if you recommend an inspection gets done and you give them 3 options on inspectors to actually call out, not everybody actually will call an inspector or want to pay that additional money because they figure it's a waste of money. Now you can talk to you blue in the face about, I'm saying, man, look, sometimes, I'm saying, things are hidden. You just want somebody to go through with a fine-tooth comb to make sure there's nothing that you're missing or that the untrained eye is missing, I'm saying, and don't see, whatever the case may be. But then some people just kind of be like, man, somebody told me I don't really need an inspection. Or, I'm saying, I see the house, I'm saying, it's in tip-top shape. I understand my risk. And I'm saying, I still don't want to get an inspection. And when shit like this happens, then guess who they're trying to blame? They're trying to blame the person that sold them the house or the agent that sold them the house. And the agent tried to tell them, I'm saying, but they just didn't want to take heed to it. So in this situation here, it sucks. And I sure hate Key Lee had to go through this, but I don't know the details of, I'm saying, was it recommended? I wouldn't necessarily say it's his friend's fault because his friends may not even know. Does his friends even own a house? I'm saying? Like, how do they recommend, I'm saying, if they don't have a house themselves?
Well, that's my point. Again, I don't know the situation, but I'm saying, if your friends if they knew that and they let you buy that house without getting in, without advising you. And again, I don't know. He might have advised him and he might have been hard hit. Who knows? My point is, overarching for the audience, this should be a lesson. And I don't think we know the extent of how bad things could go wrong. And I don't think we know the extent of the hassle you're going to have. I think people think, it's a warranty. It's going to be like, Amazon or Walmart. It's not that. Don't forget. Let me paint the picture for you. The people that put that together, you've seen the professionalism. They probably got them guys from like Home Depot. Those guys don't work for the builder. A lot of times they subcontractors. They get
possibly,
paid.
But was this a new house though? Is the question. Yeah, when he said new house, I'm saying, that means, some people will call it a resale. I'm saying, this is my new house, right? I'm saying?
But
this is a new build.
Yeah, I follow Keely. I was, seeing when it was getting built.
Okay, I got you.
Right. So, but like you said, Pepsi cans, sunflower seeds, they eat, eating and they, while they putting it together. These, the quality of work has diminished over the last few decades within our lifetime.
Well,
so you got to, if you're getting your dream house built, you need to watch them boys or hire somebody to watch them for you. And that's just what this is. And they should advise you that before you purchase the house. That's why knowledge is power. So you get all the money Keith Lee got, again, and it could happen to him. So think about the average Joe. And then what happens is he might could sway him because he got the power of social media. But what's going to happen is, don't forget, now they already got their money, right? A lot of times.
Hopefully they didn't get the remainder of it.
Well, he's been in the house for a minute. Again, I know this from following on, so it ain't like this like yesterday. So he's been in the house for a minute, right? So now you got to get in touch with the builders and try to get some type of, make it right.
Resolve. Right.
Make
it right up in the feast.
So that's easier said than done because now they got to hire somebody else. The same people that purchased it, it's the same people that built it, not going to come back and fix it. Who you going to hold accountable? A lot of people, they subcontract. You just know the guy named Jose. Who you going to hold accountable?
The actual contractor that hopefully you had a contract with.
Right, but the contractor,
it still becomes a civil matter any way you look at it if they don't make it right.
Right, it's a civil. Now you got to prove that Pepsi was there already. Prove that the sunflower seeds was there already. You know, it's not easy. It's not snap your fingers and they're gonna come out tomorrow.
It ain't an easy, quick process, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's hard to actually be able to hold a builder accountable, right? You know what I'm saying? But I think the problem becomes, you know what I'm saying, one, find and resolve and not having to spend a shit ton of money in order to do it. Because you know what I'm saying, what happens is that you did a contract with the builder, which the builder did it in the LLC, right? You know what I'm saying? Let's just say that builder is a small builder, you know what I'm saying? That's not necessarily known. It's not your DR Hortons, your legends, it's not your big builders. So at any given time, you know what I'm saying, if they lose that lawsuit to an LLC, they'll just close down the LLC and go open up another LLC. So you know what I'm saying, even though you won the lawsuit, you still have to collect.
Right.
And if you can't collect, then you know what I'm saying, all that money you paid on lawyers is lost. And two, you have to now correct that stuff yourself, which is another loss, right?
Well, not only that, you got to live somewhere.
You got to live somewhere. If you choose not to live in that house, because it's only the bathroom that's messed up, right? You may choose to live in another section of the house. You know what I'm saying? But if you got to a hotel, that is another expense. You know what I'm saying?
Black mold ain't nothing to play with, especially with I think you got a newborn.
It absolutely is not. You know what I'm saying? And then plus, you had your newborn all up in the bathroom, you know what I'm saying, while the wife's getting ready and all this other stuff, whatever the case may be.
Well,
so regardless of the fact,
they don't know how far it spreads. So they don't know because it's closed up. You don't know how much damage there.
Now that it's exposed, you know what I'm saying, they got it. They know what it is.
Well, they know what it is, but they don't know how far. How you got to get somebody to come out there and pick all that apart because then it close it all up. How far does the mold spread?
But they don't have to. They don't have to rip up the whole bathroom.
What do you mean they don't?
They ain't got to rip up the whole bathroom. You know what the problem is when they rip the
tile. How you gonna see through that tile?
So when they rip through the tub, and you know what I'm saying, they pull the tub up, you can see the black mold was around the tub, which means that the tub was leaking somewhere, somehow. You know what I'm saying? Either there's a crack in the actual tub where water was getting through, or there was a hole in the plumbing, or the plumbing connections wasn't right, whatever the case may be. Right. Only way to get mold around all that stuff right there is if you had a water problem for a long period of time, and then it kind of spread right there in that contained spot. But the mold wouldn't necessarily jump from the tub over to the vanity.
Well, I'm gonna tell you how. If there's a leak in the plumbing, how far does that leak go? Is it all the pipes are leaking, or is this that one concentrated spot? You don't know until you start pulling that stuff apart. You don't know how. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. You know what I'm saying? They got people that will come out and they actually use tools to detect the moisture in certain areas.
So you got
to you can get people to come out to detect moisture levels in different areas to try to figure out where exactly is this water problem actually coming from. Does the vanity has water problem, which typically, you know what I'm saying, you will be able to see that. Even if it's in the walls and there's water problems, you will see water leaking and you will see softness of the actual sheetrock, so on and so forth. There's more easier signs versus a big tub that's sitting on top of the problem.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying, they'll be able to hone in and figure out without ripping out the whole bathroom.
He's just now starting to discover the problems, so again, so you don't know the extent till you get a full diagnosis, so my point is not to dwell on this too long. You can prevent a lot of this if you deal with people that know what they're talking about, and know what they're doing. And then when you make it bigger, see, the thing is, I think we think these big investments like this, $500,000, $3/4 of $1 million, $1 million house, that is supposed to be like automatic. The more you got, the more moving parts, the more you have stuff for human error, and that could go wrong. So you need to be even more cautious when you invest in this type of money. So I don't know why we think this is supposed to be like, a car or something like that. This is something, that's an investment. So you need to be extra cautious on inspecting this, making sure everything's right before you purchase this, and making sure this is a good investment.
Well, here's the problem that a lot of people run into. is that, you know what I'm saying, once they actually pick a builder, they see the actual product of what a builder does,
Right.
and they automatically give 100% trust within that builder.
Correct.
Oh, that builder is watching the subcontractors. He's watching everything that they do. Woo, woo, woo. And the honest to God truth is that, you know what I'm saying, for a lot of these builders, they have multiple projects going on. They half-ass watching these subcontractors.
Right.
As long as the outside product and the finished product looks good, these builders don't care. They're not watching, you know what I'm saying, the fact you got Coke bottles stuffed inside there. They're not watching the fact you got sheetrock in order for and non-moisture, you know what I'm saying, bury your sheetrock at that underneath the tub. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not watching that type of stuff. And neither do they care in most cases unless it comes back like this.
Right.
And it comes back to haunt him. Now they gotta go hire a lawyer to try to defend him. Now they care. But at the time they actually building a house, they blowing and going. They just trying to get this done so they can move on to the next project.
Correct.
So if you do choose to get a home done, you know what I'm saying, just make sure you checking up on that thing, because you can't put 100% trust in a builder, a superintendent, or anybody else to take care of your product the same way that you would.
You can't cheap your way through this. You can't cut your corners through this. A lot of people think, and we say this over and over on the podcast, a lot of people think that the solution is a new build, but new builds can have the same amount of problems, if not more, than the existing build, because probably when those existing builds were built, they probably were built with a little bit more pride than they have currently. So you got a 50-50 chance of it being exactly the same way that Keith Lee came out with, the outcome that Keith Lee came out with. So if it can happen to him, it can happen to you.
Correct.
So we'll go to the next one. Let's see.
Wow. This thing, and look at this. Look at these. They are called Masimo Modular Homes. Look at these things, bro.
Did we play this last week?
Yeah, I ain't never seen nothing like this.
I think we played this last week, right?
I'm just going to this.
No.
Look at these. What? Yeah. Look at. Oh, that's player. I wanted the door open. Let's see. No, it's locked. What? These things are. I'm gonna walk over here to this other one. Look at this. It's got a balcony on it. That's a Rover. Look at this. Look at that. It has a balcony. It's a home. I don't know if y'all can see. Like, got a look at that island and everything in there. Look at this one. This thing is actually huge. I gotta go look at the Rover now. Look at this. They're like little homes. I have never seen this before. Let me know. Look at the bed in this one. Would you sell your house for something like this? I actually dig this. Look at the bed. Look at this. It's hard. Yo, these are cool, bro. I don't know how much one of these go for. Comment below if you ever heard of this before. And what do y'all think they go for? Anybody interested? There's a number right there. Yeah. There's the truck. Right, I was just passing.
Well, I thought we had played that last week. We played something similar, all right?
Not that I recall. Not similar to that. Those things there, you know what I'm saying? I definitely was waiting to be able to see those. Saw those several times, you know what I'm saying, on Alibaba. It was only a matter of time before somebody had them things shipped and made a community out of it.
Right, right. But something
But
I was just to comment on it, I think that's the future. Just to paint a picture. Don't forget, 100 years ago, or less, 75 years ago, 1950, the society was different. So we had the wife at the home. You know, everybody had you could live off of one salary. You know, and the wife was at home, and you know, she was, she was a homemaker, and she took care of the kids. And you had one car, and you know, you got the house. It costs like 10 grand, 5 grand, and those days are gone. People had the larger families, and it was all about family. Now more people are individuals, having less and less kids. A lot of people are not outdoorsy, so they don't need a lot of space. You know, so I think these tiny homes and is going to be the future. How can you get creative with this if you're in real estate? I think buying those lands and having those tiny home communities, parceling that land smaller, you know, instead of 7,000 square feet, 5,000 square feet, maybe parceling that thing to 2,500 and having them back to back to back. Have these a street, nothing but a boom, 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 boom. You got little small lots. And this cheaper because people spending so much money on everything else, and a lot of people not at home as much, and not as not having large families. You know, individuals sometimes, you know, maybe there's a couple and they dogs. More people have more dogs than actual kids. So it's a different world than it was 75 years ago. And I think people need to reimagine, you know, the American dream. I think bigger houses going to be more for share space, space sharing. You know, that's going to be the future. Like the what's the name of that place? SharePad or something like that is where you got 9 bedrooms and they share 2-3 showers. And that's where it's going. Or you get your own little tiny home. You know, they don't need the space. And the movie Idiocracy kind of predicted this. Had the same thing with the pods. They had Player 1, 2 had the pods stacked on top of each other. They said it's coming. You know, so a lot of people don't care for, like me. I couldn't do apartment living. You know, I just don't like you got to park way down there. Somebody might be bringing in you way. The delivery can't find you way on it. No, I don't like apartments. You know, so but this is another alternative to, you don't need a lot of space, inexpensive. Like I said, they making them nice. I like it. You know, looking good. You know, I like it. Nice and clear. I wonder what they're gonna do about the windows. Is that storm resistant? You know,
I do believe that it is. You know what I'm saying, but the main and most thing is that everything is getting so out of whack with inflation. Right. And the cost of building, the cost of living, you know what I'm saying, the cost of having a decent home, everything is going to a more compact. Everything is going to a smaller square footage, tiny homes, and so on and so forth. And I think, you know what I'm saying, more people are getting creative by coming up with communities like this, where the houses are not necessarily that big, but they have the main areas, the main living areas that somebody needs. And most importantly, you know what I'm saying, they're more affordable than what you can find out in a lot of apartments, a lot of houses out here, whatever the case may be. So I think, you know what I'm saying, this is a creative idea, but this is a pioneered idea where, you know what I'm saying, you're going to start to see a lot more of these, just because, you know what I'm saying, it's a gap in the market. You have a lot of 55 plus, 65 plus people, you know what I'm saying, that are just on Social Security that are struggling to find a place to stay. If they don't have any kids, you know what I'm saying, that they can actually stay with, they're struggling to try to make ends meet. They're trying to partner up and do all this other kind of stuff. They have places where, you know what I'm saying, they're leasing out rooms versus leasing out a house just to try to bridge that gap. So, you know what I'm saying, anytime there's a need in the market, you know what I'm saying, there's going to be somebody to try to fill that void. And I think this is one way that somebody is trying to fill that void, and there will be others that follow, which I applaud, you know what I'm saying, because people need places to stay that's affordable.
Right.
We got enough homeless people.
Right. I went to Dallas this weekend, man. They got them sleeping on the bridge, straight up with a cover on the bridge, like this cover wrapped up in the cover, man. Like that, that's crazy.
It's crazy to be in Texas, period. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about 102, 103 degree weathers,
right.
and they're sitting outside, you know what I'm saying, with no place to get AC or nothing like that. They just out there in the heat.
Right.
Even in the shade, you know what I'm saying, is the humidity is gonna kill you.
Right.
The humidity and heat.
Yeah,
so
you just on the bridge. I heard under the bridge to get that shade, but they on top of the bridge. That's crazy. Never seen nothing like that. But this another. Come on, dog. Come on, man. What we doing?
This shit is getting the fuck out of hand. I think this that 423 T dot nigga. This nigga done brought a fucking stove in the club. When does it stop? Does it get better? Does it get worse? What the fuck is going on? Is what I'm asking. Niggas in the club cooking up. Did you hear me? I don't think you hear. Look at this nigga holding the cook up. Ain't nobody doing this. This the only nigga doing this right here. This T dot. He from Inkster. That's a different type of place. That motherfucker reload like Fortnite, nigga. It's different every other day. Nah, take your ass to Inkster if you want to. You gonna have to beat the final boss. And there you go, right the fuck there. Ain't this some shit? What can you niggas do to top this on the next episode of T Dot? Okay, so what the fuck is going on in here? This.
Man, I gotta play, man.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Yeah, shit.
What we doing, man?
Nothing surprises me anymore. Nothing surprises me anymore.
This is in the H too. This is in the H.
This is an age. But you know what I'm saying, it's crazy stuff like this happening all over the place. But guess why? Because they're looking for clicks. They're looking to go viral so that they can get better name. They can get more notoriety on their name. Just the same way as this cat did. It's the same way as, you know what I'm saying, when you had what is his name? Not Lil Baby. What you call it? Lil Baby. Yeah, Lil Baby, you know what I'm saying? It's Lil Baby, the baby. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? I'm sounding old right now, but you had one of them goddamn babies show up when he first came in the game. He showed up on the stage in a big ass diaper.
Right.
Because, you know what I'm saying, they looking for clicks. They looking for notoriety to get their name out there. It's a double-edged sword because I get it. You know what I'm saying? You have to do something to stand out. You have to do something to sell records. You have to do something to get your name out there. But on the other hand, it's like Lil Boosie. Come on, dog. Come on, babe. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's at some point it gets ridiculous. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Find some other way to make it. Not that.
Well, that's the thing, is that as people get more and more tolerant, you know, it's just like alcohol. The more you drink, the more tolerance you build up. So the more you got to drink to get the buzz. So it's the same with the dopamine hit. Now we keep seeing all this crazy stuff. So now people got out top. So how much crazier is it going to get? You know, now with AI is coming into play where you can make up all. You got Tupac and Michael Jackson shooting dice, you know, and it's looking real. You know, you got Tupac courtside at the Warriors game, you know, and it's looking real. So that's killing your dopamine receptors. So to go viral, people gonna what people gonna do next to go viral? So it's getting out of hand, man. It's getting, you know. And then the second part of it, why are we amazed at stuff that's dysfunctional and detrimental to our society and our culture? Well, yeah, they're in the club. So you cooking crack. That's what you're doing. So I want to know how you got the stove to work inside the club. If you can do that, then you might be on to something. You know what I'm saying? That's more of a business invention than you trying to. Ooh, crack. Yay. What's the mentality, man?
I don't know. Hey,
You
look,
know what I'm saying? You think
I
any
wish I
other
could call it.
nationalities or any other cultures will be, could you imagine like some Asians just around that chin because somebody cooking crack rock?
I can't imagine that. Hey, look, because if it ever happens, you know what I'm saying, I guarantee you to go viral.
Right. But why are we the only ones we celebrate the foolishness? That's crazy, bro. Like this sitting around there. Then how they let them in the? I hope that was props. Hope that wasn't real.
I'm pretty sure it was real. You know what I'm saying? If you show that video again, I think that's real fire. That looked like real fire up on
Well, I know the fire was real, but I hope
they
that
get gas somewhere.
I hope I hope that was a real cocaine he was cooking.
Man, look, I don't know. I saw the baking soda joint right there next to it, man. You know what I'm saying? If I don't know, man. I ain't even gonna speculate.
I wouldn't put it past you, but I want to know how the fire got in the middle of the club.
Hey, if the cops come raid that joint, you know what I'm saying, or whatever the case may be, I just want to know, you know what I'm saying, how they gonna explain that.
Right. I was doing it for the ground. Why you hating on me? That's what they're gonna say. Let's go to this next one.
Trying to hide this no more, y'all. They're not even trying to hide this no more, y'all. Jobs are being deleted left and right off the job market, and this just took place in the town of Temple, Texas. The AT&T customer service suite just laid off their entire staff, and they told them that they don't need it anymore. Well, because they're outsourcing and moving straight in with AI. And if AI can do it cheaper, faster, and better, then they don't need them. So now a whole bunch of them are panicking because they lost their job. A lot of people left, and only the ones that are trying to make a little bit of extra bucks are staying, y'all.
Oh, we're getting fired. We're getting fired. We are getting fired. Look how empty it is. They said, fuck it, we're already fired. Let's leave now. Only the black people that need their hours is still here. Oh, there's one white girl in the back. She needs her money. Let's see who else. Oh, Ghost Town. Oh, look, there's Color Girl. One more. And we're fucked.
So that entire building used to be filled with people that was answering phones left and right, and now you're talking straight to a robot, and it's aggravating. I noticed it a few years ago, y'all. It's so aggravating talking to AI stuff, and it's very different when you get a real person on the phone, a real life person that can, empathize with your situation. And now it seems that with AI taking over, they're literally turning this into a cold world, y'all. This is crazy. But yeah, man, this is the shift. AI is really taking over. Y'all see it, y'all feel it. And like I said, y'all, this is a snowball effect. The more consciousness and awareness that raises on the planet, the faster these things collapse. Because I already explained what AI truly is, y'all. But yeah, the shift is here. Let's continue to get it. Peace in.
AI said, man, you know what I'm saying?
Got him. Got him.
Got him. So now we've been saying this for a couple of years now, man. I don't know why people are not prepared. Kevin Samuels even said the winter's coming. He predicted this a year before he even passed. Like, if you get in one of those basically non-skilled laborer jobs, you know that you're gonna get replaced, right? So you should have used that money. And I know it's hindsight is 2020, and Kevin Samuels told you this, and a lot of people warned you, a lot of influencers warned you, that money that you have floating around from the PPP, you should have invested that in getting a skill or a trade, cybersecurity, getting a license, taking some type of courses to become skilled. So a lot of entry-level stuff is going to be obsolete, just like a cab was with the Uber. So why would I pay a whole floor of people to answer phones when I can get one robot for $20 a month to do your job? It just makes sense as bottom line. So I know we try to do the victim thing, and oh my God, you seen it coming. We seen this coming years ago. It ain't like you were warned, hadn't been warned. It ain't like you hadn't had ample time to make other pivots. So you can't just blame the company. The company's doing what companies do, and that's to save their bottom line. Case closed. I'll go yield the floor.
So my take on this, you know what I'm saying, is kind of a looking at it from both sides. Feel bad for people to lose their jobs. Absolutely feel bad for people to lose their jobs. But I do understand from a business aspect that if I cut down my overhead, you know what I'm saying, and actually be able to increase my profit margin, that means a higher bottom line for the actual company. And then here's the thing where I'll take another level, you know what I'm saying? I've had my run-ins with call centers and all this other stuff. A lot of people that work at the call centers have attitudes and are full of shit. So, you know what I'm saying? If you're able to, as a company, save the brand name, get more professional people to answer the phone and answer questions and help clients out and all this other stuff, by all means, you know what I'm saying, I'm all for it, because I'm tired of the lost art of good customer service. And a lot of these call centers, it seems like, you know what I'm saying, if you just got a fucked up attitude with a bad life, it looks like you're the prime person that they're going to hire. So when you call in there trying to get business done or trying to do something or whatever the case may be, then, you know what I'm saying, you're met with attitudes, you're met with slick comments and all this other stuff, you know what I'm saying, which is unnecessary. So, you know what I'm saying, when you hire AI, not only is it cheaper, but two, you're getting a robot that's actually going to be a lot more professional than any human being. You have a robot that's less emotional than any human being, because you ain't got to worry about that person's personal life taking over their attitude or taking over what it is that they have to do at work. You're talking about somebody that's going to be professional at any given time, because that's what the AI is programmed to do. So I'm looking at this from all aspects. You know what I'm saying? Again, hate to see people lose their jobs, but from a business standpoint and from a customer standpoint, I 100% understand and 100% agree with it. You just got to do what you got to do.
Right. I mean, like I said, it's common sense. I mean, and a lot of people think about it. Not too many people going to work for, $8 to $10 an hour. It's entry level stuff. It doesn't, and then it's outdated as well. Why are you having these people come into the actual office when a lot of those been outsourced to remote? Also, you can outsource that out of the country. Where the minimum wage is less. A lot of have Filipino answering service and stuff like that. So it's been outdated. So they should have known. It's lack of awareness. Like, I get you need a job and stuff like that, but that particular field, if you're in a call center, just know that unless you're doing collections where you skip tracing and stuff like that, was a little bit of skill involved. If you just answering questions, that time is limited. That's not a long-term, strategy. What I'm saying, job strategy. Because it's almost like you're that you got a beeper business. Just know that's people not gonna be buying beepers for too much longer. So it is what it is. Let's go to this next one.
Texas City is quietly driving a huge surge in foreclosures. According to data from Adam Data Solutions, this city just posted one of the highest foreclosure rates in America. 1 in every 1,800 homes had a foreclosure filing in July. Now, Texas as a whole is leading the nation with 3,600 foreclosure starts last month, and Houston alone accounted for 1,400 of those. And the problem is growing fast. Foreclosures in Texas are up 60% year over year, according to Adam, while Zillow is now flooded with foreclosure listings across Houston. Now, let's be clear. We're still far below the levels of 2008, but the trend is gaining steam, and values in Texas, well, they're already starting to drop. This is happening in Houston. Is your city next? Download Reventure app to track price drops down to your zip code. This.
You always got to throw that ad at the end. They hooked in the ad.
Hey, hold on. Play that one more time. Play that one more time for me.
Hold on a second.
Texas City is quietly driving a huge surge in foreclosures. According to data from Atom Data Solutions, this city just posted one of the highest foreclosure rates in America. 1 in every 1,800 homes had a foreclosure filing in July. Now, Texas as a whole is leading the nation with 3,600 foreclosure starts last month, and Houston alone accounted for 1,400 of those. And the problem is growing fast. Foreclosures in Texas are up 60% year over year, according to Adam, while Zillow is now flooded with foreclosure listings across Houston. Now, let's be clear. We're still far below the levels of 2008, but the trend is gaining steam, and values in Texas, well, they're already starting to drop. This is happening in Houston. Is your city next? Download Reventure app to track price drops down to yours.
Yeah. See, the problem with foreclosures is this. Hold on a second. Let me. People think this. Like, yeah, I got the.
It's free real estate.
It's not. You're gonna get a discount, but you think about it. When people leaving the house, it's almost like a tenant leaving the house. I don't know. That foreclosure is not gonna be a great thing. You know, 'cause think about it. People losing their house, they're gonna crash the spot most likely. You have to get the work for it. So you gotta account that the repairs accounted for the discount. Also, don't forget that when you get to those foreclosures, you're gonna be bidding. If it's a great deal, you're gonna be bidding against a lot of investors as well. So a lot of investors are chomping at the bit for those, and they got cash money as opposed to trying to finance that traditionally. And then as a seller, as a bank, which is the seller now, they want to get that for sure money. You know, so easier said than done. So I'll go ahead.
So, you know what I'm saying? I 100% understand and 100% agree with the fact, you know what I'm saying, that we are leading the nation in foreclosures. And here's why. The reason why is because, you know what I'm saying, we have so much new construction going on in Texas that a lot of people are able to get into these homes, and a lot of the builder lenders are not necessarily approving these people and not setting them up for wins. For those that are watching that may not know, you know what I'm saying, Texas has the highest, not even close, the highest property tax rate and the highest property taxes in the nation. So when you talk about, you know what I'm saying, the builders are coming in and they're approving you for property taxes at $200 a month. Then next thing you know what I'm saying, the next year, property taxes come in, and now the adjustment comes in from just land to the improvement plus land. Now it jumps from $200 to $600 a month. Most people are not prepared for that. And most people are not alerted to that fact. So when your price jumps that much, a lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck. They can't afford that actual difference. Then if you pile on top of that, the insurance companies that are trying to recoup their money from all the storms that we've had, and now they're jumping up 30 or 40% on the actual premiums for insurance, of course there's going to be foreclosures. And especially here in Texas. For everywhere else, you know what I'm saying, it may be a little bit of an adjustment on property taxes. But when you talk about Texas, the way we are structured and the way our property system is and our revenue system is structured, it is a major problem for a lot of people that's actually purchasing a home. So I think until, you know what I'm saying, there is the government that actually steps in and actually does something about this, this is going to continuously be a problem. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, these numbers right here kind of wave a red flag and get somebody's attention to where, you know what I'm saying, they're actually able to do about it. Anytime you go from homeowners insurance where you're paying $1,600 a year, now all of a sudden you're paying $3,200 a year. That is a big drastic difference. Just because the insurance company wants to actually be able to recoup their investment. Here it is, you have a 2,500 square foot house that may cost $200,000 to rebuild, but yet the actual insurance company is saying the replacement cost is $300,000. You're essentially raping the consumers is what's happening here in Texas. So it's not much that can be do about it until government legislature jumps in and actually able to do something about it. Even if you're talking about property taxes have consistently gone up by max numbers every single year because the state is trying to get more and more money. even as we drop now, if you protest your taxes, a lot of times you're showing up to these meetings with the government trying to lower your property tax. They're laughing at you. They're laughing at you, and they change nothing. So the property taxes are still going up. The homeowner's insurance is still going up, even though your principal and interest is still staying the same. Your monthly payment is damn near doubling. So something has to be done, you know what I'm saying, about this whole thing. And this is what aggravates me, is the fact that nothing has been done up to this point. There's been no give on property taxes. There's been no give on homeowners insurance. Even though you may argue how much it costs to actually replace your home, even though you may get a builder to do a bid list on how much it may cost to actually replace your home, is getting you nowhere. So anyway, long story short, you know what I'm saying, this is a major problem. This video here does not shock me at all. And hopefully, you know what I'm saying, it raises some attention to the well-needed people that that's needed in order to kind of make change in the industry.
Well, again, if taking it from that angle, don't forget we see things different. That's the beauty of the podcast. Again, similar, ethnicity as far, but two different world views. I look at it like, instead of waiting on the government, we need to be proactive on yourself. The I can in American. You can get creative on how you actually get a house. You gotta live below your means. Also, you can't get the best of the best all the time. A lot of times, like you said, Houston had a nice chunk of those 3,600 because a lot of people want to live in these master plan developments, and look at the landscaping and want to live in a Taj Mahal off the jump. And that's the issue. If you look at other nationalities, and that's why the reason why I did what I did. You could, for a fraction of the cost, you can live in similar places. Not as pretty, but you could do what you want to. And then most of the people have on their property. And I'm looking around, I would say about 70% of people around here got a business on their property as well as where they live in. Beauty salon, fresca, taqueria, tire place, so they're making a little extra money, and they got the cheaper taxes because they got the undeveloped land, and they might have throw a house on there, and they got it as a chattel loan, as opposed to real estate, so they're keeping their property tax low. So you got to get creative. Those tiny homes, sharing a pad, tenants in common. All these things are available, and the knowledge is available as well, knowing that your property taxes are going to be raised. You got to think. You can't think of, hey, I can afford it now. You got to think, can I afford this 10 years from now? Can I afford this 5 years from now? So you got to have a long-term strategy. And so if we sitting there waiting on the government to change things, you're going to be waiting. So you got to just be smart and then actually taper your lifestyle according to your wallet, instead of trying to live for applause or live for data boys or live for you go girls. Live for how you could survive and how you could thrive by living below your means. Don't live beyond your means.
Well, I think, you know what I'm saying, that's one way of looking at it, you know what I'm saying, and can agree to disagree on that, you know what I'm saying. I think, change has to come from the top down, right? So it's easy to say, you know what I'm saying, that people has to live within their means, but then also, you know what I'm saying, there's a certain amount of education in certain industries that some people, just the normal everyday person, just don't have, right? So, you know what I'm saying, if you went out and bought a car the next day and the actual dealership never let you know there's a crack in the engine, or, you know what I'm saying, one of the mountain brackets on the engine, you know what I'm saying, is broken, and then all of a sudden it breaks on you, is it your fault for buying a BMW versus a Volkswagen? Like, you know what I'm saying, there has to be transparency there. If nobody's ever told, okay, hey, look, your monthly payment is $1,500, but there's a likelihood that it may jump up to $1,800, just be prepared. If nobody is given that transparency, then how are they supposed to budget and make those adjustments in their life if they're not in the real estate industry every single day? Or, you know what I'm saying,
apples and oranges.
But it's really not, because you know what I'm saying,
It is because
what you're
talking
saying,
about something
no. What you're saying is that, you know what I'm saying, people have to be more budget conscious. But if you don't have all the facts, then how can you make the best decision about being budget conscious if you don't, if your loan officer wasn't transparent with you, or the builder wasn't transparent with you as far as what your monthly payment was going to do?
Let's stop the cap, because now it's been mandatory since 2021 that there's a sheet that, you know, if you closing on a land, it has to be in the closing packet that said, hey, attention, bold letters, that your payment can change once the taxes come in. It says that it's about. Now the fact that you didn't read it or didn't pay attention, then you can't use that as an excuse to. It's still your fault, because you're John Hancock, your signature is on that closing paper. But it's mandatory.
If that says that, and your loan officer says this is what your payment is going to be for the next 30 years,
that's fact. That's a lie. Then at that point, you can't tell them. You could say that.
Is that not fraud though? You know what I'm saying? Is that not being transparent?
What do you mean?
How do you put that? So if regardless of what it says in the fine print, which me and you already know, you know what I'm saying, with all the documentation, FHA, you may have 120 some pages within a document, and then chances are that client never sees that 120 pages until they show up for closing. So they haven't had a chance to sit there and read through every single fine print. So to say that it says that within the document is not necessarily fair. If they're talking to their loan officer and their loan officer is like, yeah, your payment is $1,500, it's going to be $1,500 for the next 30 years.
Well, that's a different. It depends on how it's worded. If he says your principal and interest, yes, you have a fixed rate, and your principal interest is going to be $1,500. Your tax and insurance can fluctuate, depends on the year. That is accurate. Now, if they tell you
that is accurate, but my question is what if they're not telling them that? Well, because we all know as a builder lender, right, their fiduciary duty and what their loyalty is to that builder. They're not going to say what it is, you know what I'm saying, the truth is, because there's an opportunity that it may actually scare that buyer. All I'm saying is that people need to be transparent. If they're not being transparent then you can't say, oh, it's on you consumers. You didn't read the fine print.
Well, let's be for real. You know, if they're pressed on
what are we talking about?
Nah, you know, if they're pressed on that. Now it could be through omission. I could get with that. But if they really pressed on that, you know, they will break that down so they won't. CYA is gonna be cover your ass. So they're not going to tell her, hey, if I email you, is my payment going to be $1,500 all in for the next 30 years? And you got an email, then you have a chance. But let's be for real. If they're pressed on that, then they're going to break it down to them. The problem is they're not pressed on that because they don't know what to look for. So again, that's decision making through the consumer. Instead of going through the emotions of a builder, knowing that they're all in cahoots. If you didn't know, you should be watching our podcast, and I've told you 1,000 times. D.H. Horton, DHI Mortgage, sounds familiar? Yeah, because it's the same company. You know, so just like he alluded to, their fiduciary duty is going to be to that builder, not loyalty to you. So once you get you an independent broker that's going to give you the actual the best rate and give you the best advice. It's all about trust and all about hiring a professional that knows. Now, I'm not saying that you have to be an expert in each field. That's why I get a doctor. That's why I get a lawyer, because they're experts in law. They're experts in medicine. You don't have to be an expert in loan. That's why you get a knowledgeable loan officer to break that down for you. So it's your fault. Don't blame anybody else that you went through the builder and you used that's like the public defender. Man, this public defender ain't defending nothing. Get you a lawyer then. You went with the public defender. They don't care.
Now you talking about apples and oranges. That's definitely apples and oranges.
Well,
like what they gonna do? Hire a loan officer, you know what I'm saying, to look after DHI mortgage? Like,
no,
what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? No. If builder is offering $20,000 to give an incentive, if you go with their lender, guess what they're gonna do, B? 99.9% of the time, guess what they're gonna do, Bill? B. because we've all been there. And they ain't calling B Dicks to be like AB. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust DHI mortgage. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pay you to watch and make sure, you know what I'm saying, I don't get screwed. How many times has that happened to you, B?
Come on, let's break it down. You should. That'd be go ahead, pay me to look over.
It's always for thinking now. You know what I'm saying? We can say that.
I wish they would.
What's the realistic chance of that happening?
What happens is people, exactly. I'm glad you brought that up because people burn their bridge and stuff like that, and I'm just going over here because they wave that little money in their face. And you burn that bridge and you burn that relationship. So now nobody ain't looking out for you. So you get what you deserve at that point. You know, but you know, so but that's what we do. Is that not correct?
What you mean that's what we do?
That's what a lot of consumers do. They look at that little money and all right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and turn my back. You know, if I've been working with you this whole time, I'm gonna stop answering your phone calls. You got me pre-approved, and I've been.
That happens.
That happens. However, you get what comes along with that. You don't want to pay me, you waste my time. However, now you gotta watch everything this person says because they work for the company. They're not looking out for your best interest. They're not a neutral party.
That's correct.
So, but people don't look at it like that. They just like with Keith Lee, they looking at the upside. And it don't happen to them until it happens to them.
Correct. And then you know what I'm saying, when it happens to them, guess what they end up doing? They end up default. I can't afford this because my at this point, you know what I'm saying, I can't afford it. My girl or my man ain't acting right. You know what I'm saying? We ain't together. Man, I don't give a damn what happened to this house. Right. And guess what it ended up doing? It's going into the vault, it's going to foreclosure.
Well, see, the thing is that we as a community, I'm glad you're getting out to the nitty-gritty now. Yep. As a community, we live, and we the only, I don't want to say we the only, but we one of the biggest, we're the biggest partakers of this. If it's for me, it's for me. Let the Lord handle that. But that's poor preparation. You know, don't forget, asking you should receive, seeking you should find, knocking the door should be open up to you. So you got to get your butt up and do your due diligence. It's not just going to drop out the sky. So that just, the Lord. That's not an excuse. You have perfect capability to do your research, do your knowledge. You have people that put in place to help you. You turn your back on them for a couple of pieces of silver. And now you got to go and wonder why, what happened to you. Yeah, because you didn't seek professional. Most people that's affluent have lawyers that watch lawyers. They don't trust nobody. Because what happens is you're responsible when you put this much money down. You're responsible. We got to stop looking at the emotion and looking at the data. And that's how rich people act. They look at the data. What's the data? What's the data say? You know, so it is what it is. It's all about what's in black and white, not about the feels. It's about the real, not the feels. So let's go ahead and
in theory, that's a nice.
I get it, but that's part of the podcast is to be theoretical because so people could do better, right?
Absolutely.
I understand.
When we're talking about numbers, as the video that you just shown, when we're talking about numbers of it, we can't sit here and say in theory this is the way the rich does it. The rich goes out and rent yachts. You know what I'm saying? Goes sprawl out in bikinis and all this other stuff, you know what I'm saying? Are we talking about theoretically, you know what I'm saying, the normal person is supposed to do that? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not the same.
The difference between the rich and the poor is that a rich person will have the asset to pay for that liability. So they'll have something to pay for that yacht, you know, before they go ahead and spend the money on a yacht. A poor person will go ahead and just go off of what they're feeling. Oh, I see the yacht. I feel like I want to get it. Let me go ahead and run it without looking at all the actual angles of what could happen. So it going off of feelings as opposed to the data. The data say that, all right, if you look at the data say if I spend this money, then I ain't going to have that rent money in a couple of weeks. So this won't be a good investment. So the rich people look at the data like, all right, if I spend this on this, I'm going to make this back by the time I get off the boat. So I can go ahead and enjoy this. They look at the data,
which is fine. But if you look at the data, you know what I'm saying, and you look at the experts, what they tell you is, you know what I'm saying, that you're supposed to live off of 30-40% of what your income is.
Correct.
Now, let me ask you this: how much of America you actually thinks lives off of 30 or 40% of their income?
Most Americans are poor. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm not comparing.
It still equates to the same default number. B, you know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is that this is the reason why. I'm not saying what it should be.
Right.
I'm just saying this is the reason why it is.
Part of the podcast is I'm educated. Well, at least part of my platform is what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to educate you on how to do better and put different perspectives to make you. All right, I heard this, so let me go ahead and put this awareness out. And
100% agree.
Yeah, so that's all I'm saying.
But the advice should fit the problem. You know
right. So I get it that it's not like that. But however, if I don't say nothing, then how am I part of the problem or part of the solution? So I'm offering solutions. You see what I'm saying?
Blaming people for their own issues, I don't think it's part of the solution.
Well, it's not really blaming. You got to take accountability.
To say it's your fault. It's your fault your loan officer lied to you. You know what I'm saying? It's your fault. That's
right. You got to take accountability. Everything points back to you. You made the decision to roll with that. You wanted to do this. You, nobody else. So make better decisions. Now you know that offering that, hey, this is where I went wrong. That, hey, I could have got a professional to kind of look at this, and then I probably would have made that mistake because his eyes are more trained than mine.
Hindsight is always going to be 20/20. You know what I'm saying?
But that's the only way.
You can't blame somebody for falseness.
You can't blame it. Who else is to blame?
For false and fraud, B?
Not false and fraud. How that's a very small portion. Let's be for real. Most
it
people
is?
Yes.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. We just talked about builder lenders, you know what I'm saying? Fiduciary, their loyalty is to the builder. You think they're going to actually tell 100% truth to the client?
Fraud. How big is fraud?
Okay, so how would you define it? If somebody tells their client, your payment is $1,500 a month, it's going to be $1,500 a month for 30 years. What would you say that is?
Is that, I'm not arguing about if that's fraud or not. My point is, how often would you say that happens? It is the majority of the time.
All the time, B. All the time I get all the time, you know what I'm saying? People want to dump. People choose not to go with the individual loan officer or the broker, and they choose to go with the builder. Then in a year, when the payment damn near doubles, guess who they call? So, man, you know what I'm saying? They don't know why they payment double. You know what I'm saying? Can you look at it and take a look at it and see?
I got a clip about that later on. I don't know why we're going around in circles, but doubt. Are you saying that majority of these builder loan officers are defrauding the customer? That's what you're saying?
What? 100%.
Okay, I disagree. 100%. I disagree on that. I think that majority of customers are uninformed and don't ask. I don't think they're purposely defrauding the customer.
I think they're asked and they're lied to either by omittance or by intention.
What evidence do you have of this claim?
I have it all the time through all the conversations that I had. B, what you talking about?
All right, so
you've been in the business for, you know what I'm saying, God knows how many years, you know what I'm saying, and you've had these conversations too, just like I've had these conversations. Well, the builder lender didn't tell them this, the builder lender didn't tell them that.
Tell me it's different than purposely defrauding them.
Their payment changed and all this other stuff, you know what I'm saying? And they weren't aware of that. You know what I'm saying?
That's different. That's not aware is not fraud. That's the difference.
B, you know what I'm saying? If they don't tell them, like I said, either by omittance, which is mean, you know what I'm saying, you didn't tell them about the fact that it will change or whatever the case may be, or you intentionally told them that $1,500 is your payment for 30 years. It's all the same. You know what I'm saying? You're not being fully transparent. We're not giving our fiduciary duty. When we take that test, we are supposed to give our fiduciary duty to our client that we are actually serving.
Let me
if you're not doing that, that is essentially not telling the truth. That is fraud.
Let me use an analogy here, and follow me on this. If it's just an analogy,
okay.
And then let's get off because I got a bunch more. It's almost 12. What time is it now? Yeah, it's after 12. So I gotta let's keep it moving. So, do you know? Are you aware that in the state of Texas, a law is still on the books that a guy that you got to have a lantern in the back of your car. It's still written up as a lantern in the back of your car, on the back of your carriage. So a carriage that's in the back of you can't run into you. So if you don't have a lantern, that's what it says, a lantern, that's illegal. So every cop that goes out, do they need to tell you that? Or is
I don't know what you mean by lantern. What are you talking about? You talking about the lights that shine on your license plates?
no, it's a lantern. They say a lantern. That's still on the books of the state of Texas. They hadn't changed it. So a lantern.
I don't know what a lantern is. I mean, if you're talking about a lantern, you know what I'm saying? I do know at night you got to have lights that actually shine on your actual license plates at night for cops to be able to see. Now, when you talk about a lantern, I don't know if you're saying you need to be in the back of your car.
Right. That's basically how it's written, how the law is written. A lantern need to be in the back of the car, on the back of the carriage. That's still a law in the books. That hadn't changed. So every cop come around, they got to inform you that, hey man, you got to have a lantern in the back of your car. Do they inform you that, or do they just write you a ticket if they want to use that law?
I can't necessarily answer that because you can't tell me what a damn lantern is.
A lantern is a light that somebody holds. It's
I mean, you know what I'm saying, but nobody's sitting in the back of the car holding a
that's
damn
what I'm
light.
saying.
The
point is, it's been written in the 1800s sometime, and they never changed the verbiage of the law.
I don't necessarily think the intention is that way, you know what I'm saying? But because I don't know 100% about it, I can't speak fully about it. So how about that?
Well, all right, let's go to the next one because yeah, because like I said, we beat the point. I disagree.
Is it just me, or are we in a global recession? I mean, this is not normal. It is 9:40 in the morning, Thursday, September 18th, and this is how our shop is looking. Now, thank God I have a few inspections to do, so I'm going to stay busy today. I have like 14 government vehicles I have to do. But you can't tell me this isn't a government recession. Like, what the hell is going on here? I mean, as you can see, we're so busy. We have so many cars in here right now. 9:30 in the morning. We should be packed. We should at least have oil changes. We should have something. And before the people start commenting that, well, you know, shop charge too much money. Our shop doesn't. We actually charge a lot less than we should to make good margins and actually make money. So we actually undercharge a whole lot at this shop, and we still don't have business. We are probably the cheapest shop in our area compared to all the other shops. Our labor is only $135. Other shops are like $150, $160, $180. Dealerships are like $200. And we do decent work. We do good work on cars. We never have complaints. We never have people come back. We never have returns. This is how our shop looks. This has got to be the beginning of the middle of a recession and probably the beginning of a depression. I've been here 6 months. I have not seen it this bad. And it's been like this for the last probably week and a half, 2 weeks. So what's going on? Why is nobody coming in? If you guys are doing work on your own vehicles, respect. I respect that. I work on my own vehicle. You save a lot of money that way, but the people who can't afford to work on their own vehicles and have to bring it to a shop, they're not even here. I think we're cooked. Is it just me?
Cooked.
Well, I'll go ahead and run it first now. Yeah, you're cooked with that mentality, man. You know what I'm saying? You might as well go ahead and shit. Where is it? Got that? You know, yeah, I thought it was more pronounced than that. Yeah, man. I remember
I was booming or something. I didn't know what the hell that was.
Yeah, he's cooked because his mentality, man. All right, so here we go again. I got to go ahead from my point of view. Let's go ahead and blame the government for my failed business. How about you grind harder? How about you get out there and market instead of complaining, making TikTok videos? I mean, that might work. It went viral, so maybe some people will feel sorry for you and start coming on in. But maybe that was a tactic. Maybe I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe you're smarter than I thought. You know, but my thing is, go ahead and now you got time. If you don't have customers, you got time to market now. Get out there and bring the customers in. Nobody owes you customers. The world don't owe you understanding. In the words of the famous Kevin Samuels, rest in peace. The world don't owe you anything, you know. So even if it is a recession or going into a depression, the bills don't stop. You know, so would you go when the creditor calls? Yeah, man, it's going to recession, man. I can't pay you. It's not going to. What does that do? The bills is due. So get out there, get it, advertise, cross market, go to your local shops. You know, get some kind of coupons going. You know, get some side of sales going. So doing that, unless you had a game plan on making that go viral and using sympathy points for people to come in, not a good strategy, dude. You are cooked mentally. I yield the floor.
Again, difference of opinion on this here, you know what I'm saying? I think, it's the blame game on this one, you know what I'm saying? It's always your fault, your fault, your fault. I think, you know what I'm saying, to a certain degree, you know what I'm saying, you do have to get out there and make some kind of corrections and do something. I 100% get that. But sometimes, you know what I'm saying, it's just the state of the market, you know what I'm saying? Are you going to get all the credit? You know what I'm saying? Like, when things start to get back to the levels of COVID, you know what I'm saying? Where everything was rocking, everybody was busy, everybody was making money hand over fist. Like, do you get the credit for that? Oh man, you're doing all the work that needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? You're doing wonderful. Da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's the same. It's looked at the same. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you're given the credit then. I don't think you should be given the blame now. But essentially, you know what I'm saying, is to me it's 50-50 instead of 100% zero, right? You know what I'm saying? It's not 100% of your fault. If you're not doing that, you go for sure. You know what I'm saying? Go run coupons or whatever the case may be. Call your sphere of influence or whatever the case may be. The other thing is that I don't know necessarily if this is his shop. It's a difference between, you know what I'm saying, you working at a shop versus if it's your own shop. If it's your own shop, now, you know what I'm saying, you have a motivation to get out there and market, get people in. But if I'm just working at a shop and I'm going to get paid the same amount of money, regardless whether there's no cars or not, of course I'm going to sit there and make TikTok videos. So what? I'm going to get paid the same whether I'm under the hood or not. Well, it doesn't make a difference to me.
You wouldn't be concerned about it because
you wouldn't be, but you know what I'm saying, you can still point out the obvious, right? You know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to blame you for pointing out the obvious.
Well, he knows quite a bit, like I said, and he said government contracts, he's doing this and that, so he sounds like a shop. I'm assuming, and again, we don't know all the facts, but based on what we're saying, this is a reaction. I'm assuming he's the shop owner, by what he's about, because
they're well possible. They're well possible. But what you're saying, like a lot of these videos, you know what I'm saying, we don't necessarily know the whole facts or whatever the case may be. But I can't necessarily say, you know what I'm saying, this is entirely his fault, whatever the case may be. All I can say is, you know what I'm saying, is that at that point, you have to try to do something different. Figure out some different ways to kind of be able to get cars in or whatever case, to get busy or whatever the case may be. But, nevertheless, you know what I'm saying, it's an interesting video. I'm not going to blame him the same way you blaming him. All I'm going to say is, you know what I'm saying, look, I hope everything turns out well for him. But I do think, you know what I'm saying, there is a struggle in the economy. There's no lie about that. You know what I'm saying? Anytime I'm talking to a builder representative and they're just like, man, for this year, we've only sold two houses of new construction this year, which is unheard of. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's the case, you know what I'm saying, what am I to say? Oh man, you know what I'm saying, you as a salesperson, you're doing a sucky job. Like, you know what I'm saying, am I to blame them for that? Whatever the case may be. Well, again, you know what I'm saying, it's a difference of opinion. To me, you know what I'm saying, if they're struggling like that, you know what I'm saying, car salesmen, you know what I'm saying, I know people in the car industry, they're struggling to sell cars. Like, you know what I'm saying, everybody is not making the same amount of money. Everybody is not doing well as the same way they were, you know what I'm saying, other years or whatever the case, for whatever reason, you know what I'm saying, not to point the finger at whatever it is, you know what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that the industry is not rocking and rolling. The economy is not rocking and rolling the way it used to be. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the reason, whoever you want to blame, whatever the case may be. So I'm not going to put 100% blame on people not doing their job, people not doing extra of what they need to do. All I'm saying is that it's a combination of the two. And I'm not mad at him for pointing out the obvious because it's happening to everybody in all industries across the board.
Well, this is streamlined because don't forget I got a few more. So just streamline that. I want to rebuttal, but I don't want to keep going back and forth. Again, let me say this and then I'm gonna go to the next one. Because I got to say this. But sir with the Philly
has the last word. That's what that is.
Well, I gotta because it's a strong rebuttal because this is the people. My mind ain't gonna change.
I know.
Yeah, so I just got to get this for our people. But sir with the Philly, not only our laws last week. But sir, you're that's a broke mentality, a broken mentality. What if Jordan? Let's just play a game of what if. You know what I'm saying? Let's play a game of what if.
If what if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk.
What if Jordan said, "Well, this ain't my night tonight." You know, so shit. I'm just missing this. This is the flow of the game, man. Some days you're on, some days you're off. You know, this ain't my night tonight, man. It just, I just ain't gonna, I ain't gonna score tonight. Will he been considered the GOAT at that point? The reason why Jordan was considered the GOAT because he controlled the game. And he had so many angles of his game. When one facet of his game wasn't working, he would ratchet up another facet of the game, and it all evened out to the same results. Same as Tiger Woods, same as a lot of these professionals. If his slice game not working, his stroke game, so you got to find different angles to make it happen because nobody cares about your excuses. Nobody cares. I don't care. The fact is, the bills gonna keep coming every month. Every month, the bills will keep coming. And what can't pay bills? Excuses. That's not a form of currency that they accept. So with that being said, you got to find a way. Find a way to get it done.
I hear that, but you know what I'm saying? It's a reason why they call it any given Sunday, right? You know what I'm saying? Because at any given Sunday, you can have the greatest team playing the worst team, and that worst team could beat the greatest team because it was their night off, whatever the case may be. You wouldn't have so many interviews of coaches saying, you know what I'm saying, tonight just wasn't our night. You know what I'm saying? We just couldn't complete the pass. We just couldn't complete runs. We couldn't do this, couldn't do that, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We'll go back to the drawing board and we'll be better next week. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't have speeches like that for people that's just like, oh, well, you know what I'm saying? It was our fault. You know what I'm saying? We suck. Or, you know what I'm saying? We need to do better, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are speeches, you know what I'm saying, by legendary coaches. You know what I'm saying? That talk all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be on at any given time. So that point is kind of null and void.
My point is
that point is null and void.
When Jordan had an off night, he didn't blame everybody else. He blamed himself.
No, when Jordan had an off night, you know what I'm saying, trust and believe there was some blame to go around. I think you need to go back to some interviews and take a look at that. You know what I'm saying? So Jordan, every time it would him, but he had the motivation and he had the determination to actually get above that. You know what I'm saying? And because he put so much work into his craft, he was able to overcome a whole bunch of adversity. Like nobody's doubting that. But even Jordan was just say, you know what I'm saying, sometimes it was his night off. He was sick or, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be.
So, he didn't blame the sun, the moon, and the stars. He would blame himself. Hey, I sucked tonight. It's on my shoulders. I got to do better. I can respect that. But the blame everything else, the economy, the government, stuff like that ain't going to get you nowhere. That's excuses. So, my point is when you point the finger, you got 4 more pointing back at you. That's my point. Let's go to the next one. So.
It's school today. Straight out of school, we got double can cleaning. Let's see what we got. They're not the worst we done seen, but we still got to clean them. We got some work to do. Let's get it. Gotta load up the phone blasting. Look like somebody has some chicken thighs. Let me spray this degreaser, loosen up that dirt. Day 24. We had one appointment today. We had $45 with a $9 tip that puts me over $3,000 today.
Go ahead.
I really appreciate everybody that been booking me up. Thank you all for doing that so I can clean your trash cans, and I hope more bookings come. Let's get it.
Applaud.
So
applaud that young man.
Young cats finding a way, man. Invent something. Get some, clean the garbage can, something. Get it done, man. Get it done, man. Boom. Make that. You know what I'm saying? Make that money, man. So, yeah, man. You could sit there and beg mom and them, and you know, I think his dad. Cause I heard a male voice. I think his dad teaching him the right way. Get inventive. You know, do a lawn. That's what I did as a teenage lawn. Shit, I wish I had me a one of them power washer. I'll be hitting everybody concrete up, hitting their houses up. Shit, that's like $600 a pop. You can do the whole house. You know, and you're using their water. All you need is a little bit of soap. So shit, that's a business right there. That's a low cost business. All it takes is they got a lot of hustle businesses. And when the times get tough, when the economy tighten up like this, they got certain things that's recession proof. Car washes, hair, you know, people still gonna get grooms. So you gotta, you know, all my uncles, they, you know, not only they had their jobs and all that, but they cut hair on the side. They had something, you know, so cut your lawn, cater your a party, something. People gonna eat, people can still get groomed, people still gonna get their car wash, people still gonna wash their clothes. Certain things people are always gonna do. So when the times get rough, that's when you gotta rise to the occasion, or you can just sit there and cry about it. You know, so
look, I applaud that young man, you know what I'm saying, for everything, you know what I'm saying, everything. There's somebody that don't want to do anything, you know what I'm saying, they willing to pay. They willing to pay somebody else to do it. I just applaud that young man, you know what I'm saying, you know, for finding a niche and actually being able to make a money, you know what I'm saying. Chances are, you know what I'm saying, he probably wanted a pair of Jordans or something, you know what I'm saying, that family just couldn't afford to get, you know what I'm saying. So he had to figure out a way to go out there and get it. Sometimes we need that extra motivation. And but you know, sometimes we don't, you know what I'm saying, you know, whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying. I applaud that young man for carving out a niche, and now he killing it.
I'm looking at a shoe. We ain't gonna make. I got a whole bunch of clips. Ooh, I didn't know I had that many.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a shoe. I ain't gonna make it. I'm gonna have to get some of these for next week. I'm gonna. Ooh, I got about 30 clips in there. I got a full half moon. Yeah, I got a full half moon clip.
Not 30.
Yeah,
Not
30. Yeah, I got about 30 clips in there. I ain't know I had that many clips. Let me just I'm just go ahead and knock them out as I can, man.
Shit, do the damn thing.
I'm gonna knock them out till I get tired of.
I mean, look at this goddamn donkey. Look, listen up.
Democrats demanding health care for illegal aliens?
Democrats are demanding health care for everybody. We want to save lives. We want to make sure that health care is available to those who would die, but having the help of their government.
So you're good with the government shutdown, even if it means giving health care to people who aren't American citizens?
Well, that's what you're pushing on. What you're trying to do is you're standing here and you're trying to make me say that somehow we're going to put non-citizens over Americans. Quit it. Stop it. This is the kind of journalism we don't need.
No,
You're divisive. No, you're not.
Yeah,
You're being divisive. No, please. You don't need to ask that question. You're just trying to get controversy here. You're not going to get it from me. We want to save health care for all people. Thank you.
Thank you, Congresswoman. Appreciate it.
Yo, she had me dying. She said, we trying to get health care for everybody who's going to die. Yo, she just kept avoiding the question. Are you trying to get illegal immigrants health care? Yes. Yes, just say yes. Y'all going through all this $1.something trillion y'all want to fucking help illegal aliens. All y'all do is go against the country. This all y'all been doing. going against the country. All these migrants, illegal migrants killing people. Y'all don't say nothing, not one word, nothing. We already know what's going on. You know, the average black person has woke up. They're no longer on a Democrat plantation. Y'all need these illegals to be your next voters. And y'all been working on this shit for the last 2 years, 3 years, however long. But now it's blatant. Y'all going through all of this. And she asked you 3 times. You dipped around it. Instead of just saying yes or no, you going to flip on her like she's forcing you to say something, which we all know. That's why y'all doing this. Y'all doing everything for illegals. Y'all against America. So if you with Democrat, I know you against America. You against us. Point blank, period.
Got the ghetto gospel.
But yeah, man, ain't too much to say about that. Like I said,
shit.
Oh, man. It's just funny, man. Like I said, I ain't trying to get into no political stint on there, but it's crazy how the deflection and the projection is crazy, you know. But it is what it is, man. Like I said, this difference of how I see things, you know. So I'll go yield the flow while I set up this next one. I'm gonna start moving through them.
It ain't really nothing that can be said about that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's fine when they do it, but it's a problem when we do it type of situation. You know what I'm saying? So we'll just leave it at that.
I don't think we ever try to have money for illegals to have health care, and then then try to when you pressed on it, try to make something different. You know, you know what I mean? Like, just answer the question. You know, answer the damn question. Just stand on it. You know, stand on business. You know.
But I think that's, you know what I'm saying? I think that's politics across the board. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody, you know what I'm saying? Depending on the agenda, nobody really, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has their way of avoiding the question or trying to redirect the question or whatever the case may be. But you know what I'm saying? It seemed like it only get highlighted depending on who the journalist is and what side of the journalist is on.
Gotcha.
Excuse me, how much do you make a year in New York?
Really depends on how many houses I clean.
How many houses you clean?
Yeah.
Crazy question. Can I pay you an extra $500 to come to work with you today?
Yeah, let's go.
I do cleaning for low-income communities and more so vulnerable New Yorkers.
We have some hazardous conditions today.
All right, we're screwed up.
All right, let's do this.
Oh my. Oh, no. Are those cockroaches?
Yeah, German cockroaches. You can hear them too. Did you smell? They sound like rain, like.
So obviously this is like super overwhelming. Where do you even start?
I'll pick a corner and get to it.
This is literally all cat poop. Is this what your cleanings usually look like?
For the most part, yeah.
No. Oh my. This is. Oh my God. I literally can't even put this into words. It's so hard to see because this is where she sleeps right here.
Yeah.
Go on to me now. Oh no. I feel nauseous. I was not prepared for this. Can you tell me about like how much does something like this cost?
This is a free one that I'm doing.
What do you mean this is free?
You know, it's clearly a need here. I can't leave you like this. Like people in my community, I can't leave you like this. You hear about depression, you hear about ADHD. You can clearly see there's something going on. Life just be lifing sometimes, and that's who I clean for. And that's like really one of the major reasons why I do this. Like on a regular day, I would tell somebody a 5-digit number. If she's young as well, we're gonna get you funds from somewhere. That's really my goal, to like people who can't afford these full things, get it going for them, you know? This is so important to me.
There's the floor. We got the corner cleaned, which is crazy, but there's still so much more to go. Once all these bags are out of here, it's gonna be like a whole new world in here. Hey, excuse me, how much do you make a year in New York?
It really depends on how many.
That's bananas.
I mean, I'm not gonna speak on the tenant because I don't know the situation. Obviously, she's got some mental going on based on what she said. So I don't know the situation, so I'm not gonna speak on that. But applaud to the young lady there that found a passion, a niche and she, you know, hopefully she's making money by doing that. But find a need, find something that needs to be done and do it, you know, and do it to the best of your capability.
I applaud her, you know what I'm saying, for a big heart. for being able to do something like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, different strokes, different folks. You know what I'm saying? You know, I do think for something like that, you know what I'm saying, there is a way to have a nonprofit to where, you know what I'm saying, you can actually get paid from the government in order to do something like that. So, you know what I'm saying, you could actually be able to survive. In New York, where, you know what I'm saying, is one of the most expensive states in the country, you know what I'm saying, I don't necessarily know how she's able to survive and still do stuff like that for free.
Well, I don't think it was that one for free. I don't think she does it permanently for free. I think that particular one she did on the house, or she might have been capping. Who knows?
It's no telling.
Normally charge like 10 bands for something like that.
Correct. You know what I'm saying? I do know she said that I would charge 10 bands, which I 100% get. Now, even though, you know what I'm saying, there's some kind of mental issues or something like that, maybe they have a custodian or something, you know what I'm saying, that's looking after that person, whatever. That person, you know what I'm saying, somehow could figure out a way to get you some money. Even if you don't charge them 10 grand, at least be able to charge you for the products that you use, or, you know what I'm saying, just a little bit of your time, a fraction of the cost, in order to kind of be able to offset a little bit so that you're not digging into your pocket. But you know what I'm saying, it's nothing that I can say. You know what I'm saying, sometimes people just have a big heart, they just do it out of the love of it. I commend her 100% for doing something like that.
And secondly, the reason why I clipped this too, they got all kind of ways to get paid. So, you know, people that's broke, they broke because they want to be broke. My mentor, Mattress Mac, always used to say this as well: find a job. You could even do something that nobody else want to do. So that's one of those jobs that probably nobody else want to do. You know, getting these houses, cleaning them up. Nobody wants to do that job, but there's probably big money and big opportunity in that job. So find something nobody else want to do and do it well, and then you're gonna get money. You know, the money gonna follow. Let me hit this next one up real quick. Can you see the screen?
I can.
People regret moving to the most in the United States? Most Americans do not know that the city where people feel the most satisfied after moving to in the U.S. is Madison, Wisconsin. So which is the city that people regret moving to the most in the United States? Fifth place, Oakland, California. Oakland faces high living costs with average expenses around $3,146. Significant crime and rapid gentrification, causing many to regret moving there. Fourth place, Las Vegas, Nevada. Las Vegas struggles with limited job opportunities beyond hospitality, severe desert heat affecting comfort, and a high 20% annual resident turnover, leading to regret. Third place, Houston, Texas. Houston's urban sprawl necessitates car use, causing traffic issues, intense summer heat and humidity, plus frequent flooding impacting 25% of the city, lead to regret among residents. In second place, Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta faces severe traffic, high crime rates, and significant economic disparity, with 21% of its population below the poverty line, causing regret among residents. Before announcing the first place, comment in the section below the city you think that people regret moving to the most in the United States. The city that ranks first struggles with a 7% unemployment rate, impacting young professionals, career prospects, harsh winters, and slow economic revitalization in healthcare and tech, further decrease residents' satisfaction. That's Cleveland, Ohio.
Ooh.
That's tough.
Houston number 3 on that, man. You know, with the traffic and the heat and everything like that, and the flooding. You know, so I think what's happening with Houston is what happened in Atlanta: oversaturation. A lot of people fled, transplants they call them. Fled here after, you know, Atlanta, you know, reached this decline now. The boom that's gone from Atlanta. A lot of people moved out here, and now they see everything spaced out. You know, it's high property tax, like you say, flooding. You know, everything's spaced out now. So people regretting moving out here. I mean, you know, Houston had, I gotta admit it, done since I've been out here again, it's changed super rapidly. Yeah, and it's changed from 20 years ago. It's a completely different city.
I mean, I think you know what I'm saying when it comes to a city, it's completely different when you live there versus when you visit there. I think for a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, they visit there, they get caught up in the hype. Oh man, you know what I'm saying, this place I want to be, so much opportunity, so much this, that, and the third, or whatever the case may be. But then when you move out there, it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying, you know, the car you used to rent, you know what I'm saying, versus now you purchase that car. You know what I'm saying? You start to notice a lot of things that you didn't notice before. And then, you know what I'm saying, immediately at that point, you know what I'm saying, you start to have remorse for one reason or another. Well, you know what I'm saying, now I thought grass was greener on the other side, and it's not. So then now you start to have that remorse. I mean, you know what I'm saying, it's just kind of part of testing out, you know what I'm saying, different aspects of life. So, I mean, I don't feel any kind of way about, you know what I'm saying, Houston being number 3. It's just a lot of celebrities are moving here. A lot of, you know, people kind of want to follow celebrities. And they figure, well, you know what I'm saying, that's the happening spot. You know what I'm saying? That's what's jumping right now. That's what's viral right now. So that's where I want to go. But a lot of people don't do their due diligence, and they end up just kind of jumping in head first, and then immediately kind of regretting that, and then just wanted to go back to square one, if you will.
Yeah,
It's just the nature of the beast.
Yeah, I've been heard about Cleveland as well. I know Vegas is another one of those cities you get to visit. Oakland is basically almost like expensive hood. You know, it's right next to San Francisco. So yeah. Let me run this one right here. This one I had to watch this a couple of times my damn self, man. This should be a section called Writer. Who you think right or who you think wrong?
All right.
I got a couple of them like that too.
What's up? Let me show you. What's up? Let me show you. Hey, what's up? What's up?
I'm gonna let everybody know before you try to understand how I'm about to unpack this video, you gotta watch it closely because I missed this the first time I saw it. Shout out to everybody that sent it to me though. Let's get into it. So first and foremost, y'all know I gotta do. We gonna point out the hypocrisy, and we gotta point.
Before I get started, I mean, you know, who you think right? Just off the first rip, who you think right? Who you think wrong?
Okay.
Who you think right? Who you think wrong before I run it?
Who do I think is right? Who I think,
Yeah,
who I think is right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of hard to tell. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Okay,
she
gotcha.
just started jumping off. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you right now.
So the boy just pull out and start blasting. Boop, 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 boop. You know what I mean? So I'll let you run. I'll run. I guess so you can
Point it out and call it what it is. This is nigga shit. This is not a good presentation of black people. This is a great presentation of emotional, irrational, unhinged, improperly raised little niggas. Now let's get into it. Example number 1 is a lot of you as leaders and parents, y'all don't take the time to even give the definition nor proper examples of what character is within your families. See, I'm gonna tell you real quick. Character is this. I see a motherfucker that don't want to fight. I see a motherfucker that cannot match up with me on any level, and they outnumbered. I already won. Niggas are verbally and physically standing down, but I don't have character. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna commence to beating his ass anyway because I want to look cool in front of these other dumbass niggas that I'm currently with. Here's part 3. And the motherfucker that upped that pistol and decided to shoot all their ass, he got a good case for self-defense. And that's why I told y'all, you're gonna need to watch the video several times to pick it up. If you watch in the beginning of my video when I let it play, this motherfucker that you see right here in the gray shirt, he gonna drop a whole pistol grip Draco. I don't know. Yeah, I do know. It's in that bag. If you look right there, he just picked the motherfucker up. So I would say to the shooter, bro, definitely have a good case for self-defense. Don't get me wrong. In the midst of him picking up the Draco, he is retreating. He's attempting to run. So he's going to have to get a good lawyer that's going to argue that, hey, my client felt like he was in danger. That motherfucker was going to turn it, you know, in a 90-degree angle and off him. They was already bullying us and beating us up. He did what he had to do. But this is a great case for self-defense. And I'm going to keep up with this one. I do want to see how it turns out in the end. And the last thing I'm going to say is this, y'all. Culturally, can we please start having real heart-to-heart conversations with our children and telling them stop running towards danger? I hate this when it comes to not black people, but niggas. When niggas see fights, they get to whistling, they go to skipping, they be super excited, they go to encouraging shit, instigating, pulling out all their money. You would think they was going to get some money. You would think they was going to their big house on the hill. You would think they was going to do something that's going to add any type of value to their life with the excitement that niggas have when somebody else is about to partake in a fight. And then these same stupid ass niggas end up getting shot in the crossfire because they want to get this motherfucking close to the action.
Y'all should really have this conversation with y'all kids because they dying at a rapid rate and for nothing because you don't raise a frequency in your home. You don't have high level conversations. So all these little stupid motherfuckers know is kill, 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 steal, nigga, bitch, drugs, and all type of other derogatory bullshit that ain't getting their little asses nowhere. Clearly. Like I said, y'all gave y'all the blueprint before when Trump was office, and I'm giving it to y'all again. The post-Trump Pack Volume 2 is officially available, and the first 100 people to get theirs get it for free. The only
No, boys always got to do their little promotion.
Of course.
But now I'm gonna go ahead and comment on it first. Yeah, I didn't see the pistol till like see it third time. So I thought he just pulled out.
I still didn't see it, but
yeah, the cat with the that started the fight. I guess picking on a little white kid. I don't know if they're picking. I don't know what's been said because there's no volume on it. But I know he threw the first punch. I grabbed him and started swinging on him. He dropped the pistol. Boom! It dropped right by his leg, and he went to pick it up. That's why your boy pulled out. Bop bop bop. Started spraying the crowd. Like he said, he got a good. If he get a good lawyer, he probably could get out that charge. Because he definitely got a attempted murder charge at least. If not, if he ain't killed nobody. But if he just pulled out, I thought he just pulled out and started spraying because they couldn't fight because they were getting their ass whipped. But now the dude that started the fight or swung first, he dropped a Draco, little hand pistol. And, by the time when he went to pick it up, that's when old boy started spraying. So he could, argue, hey, I thought I was fearing for my life, man, But shit, depends on that pistol most likely is not legal because the dudes look pretty young. So he might not argue that either.
I don't necessarily know, what I'm saying, how that's going to turn out. It's kind of a fucked up situation anytime, any way you look at it. Because here's the other thing, what I'm saying, that's if he can find a good lawyer, if he can afford a good lawyer. That's the big thing. Because at the end of the day, what I'm saying, right or wrong, lawyers want their money. So what I'm saying, like, we ain't taking this case pro bono, that's for sure. And then the other thing is this too, is that what I'm saying, anytime you're in a major crowd like that, I have no idea why he started swinging on the old boy. Old boy kind of curled up. He curled up, what I'm saying. I mean, he threw a couple of punches, but after a while, what I'm saying, he curled up, which you could tell, what I'm saying, he didn't really want that smoke, what I'm saying. And then he outnumbered at that too, what I'm saying, whatever the case may be. It was to me, what I'm saying, it was unnecessary, but all that stuff is egged on by the crowd. You know what I'm saying? I need to impress the crowd. I need to impress my boys, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? I can't let this little white kid talk to me like that, or whatever he was saying. And it's very unfortunate because this is one situation where, you know what I'm saying, it just happens. It happens a lot where cats end up putting themselves in a bad position just because they're trying to impress a crowd, or just because they get hyped up by a crowd and they let emotions take over.
Right. Like I said, probably trying to show him he tough and stuff like that. But how you toughen this little bitty kid? That ain't no hell of. That's the point Derek was making. Like, all right, he's no talent to me.
I never understood that, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't get no points in the hood for beating up the little guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing? You know
Not
what I'm
only
saying?
that, you probably got at least a 24-piece nugget in there. You hit him at least 20 times, and he not knocked out yet. If I hit dude once or twice at the max,
laid out,
he out of there. If I get him, you hit the dude, you rabbit punch the dude 20 times. You slap boxing him.
Correct.
So that should tell you something right there. You hitting the dude, this little bitty dude, and he's still fighting back. Come on, man. Come on now, dog. I gotta.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Come on, man. So that should tell you something right there, man. If I hit, you got to square it up. That boom, it would have been a one-hit quitter for me. So.
Oh, boy was ducking and dodging. You know what I'm saying? Like he was Jake Paul or something.
Man, he was in the Matrix. How many punches he threw?
is anti-fragile. Michael Jordan was anti-fragile. It is a very unique type of person. And let me describe what I think Grant Cardone is anti-fragile. Someone who is fragile, they shatter when opposition comes against them. They're not an entrepreneur. Someone who is strong can endure opposition, but they don't get stronger in the midst of it. Something that is anti-fragile, actually, it is their life force the more you push against them. That is an anti-fragile organization, an anti-fragile entrepreneur, an anti-fragile creator. And it's a completely different thing than being strong. Someone that's strong survives and can withstand the storm. Someone that is anti-fragile becomes stronger after and through the storm.
They convert the attacks.
Bingo. The attacks actually become surplus advantages.
Yeah, exactly.
Donald Trump is anti-fragile. Michael Jordan was.
Yeah, rest in peace to that man, Charlie Kirk, man. Yeah, man, I totally agree. Like I said, it's about, I like the point that he made. It's not just about weathering the storm, because people are sensei at survival. That's cool at surviving and just, but the drive in the face of adversity is a different level. Like you said, Jordan, Trump, these type of people get better and better. So that's a whole nother level to strive for. Run to it. Like my mentor used to say, don't run to it, don't run from it.
Yes.
So I'll go ahead and give the floor on that, because I'm gonna try to knock out as I can until I get tired.
Yeah. I think, for anti-fragile, I think that's one of the lost arts. I think, cats have become so much more fragile as generations have gone on. It used to be this thing where, somebody said you can't do something and you just like, man, fuck you, I can do it. That hate, that negativity actually makes me stronger emotionally, just to be able to prove you wrong. I think along the way, everything has become so sensitive. Everybody gets a trophy. And it's kind of fucked up people mentally, to where they're not able to take that adversity. When people come against you, and hate on you or whatever the case may be, there's a lot of people out there that fold, and unfortunately, there's been a lot of people that has actually committed suicide just because of that, which is very unfortunate. But I think, that's one of the arts that I would like to see come back, is the anti-fragile. Because there's always going to be somebody that comes against you. There's always going to be somebody that doubts you. There's always going to be somebody that hates you. And it just makes you that much greater if you're able to become stronger when you get that hate, when you embrace that hate, and you become a better person because of it.
Let's take what you just said and put that in the stage of recession. And the same thing I said, that that economy ebbs and flows. So become anti-fragile on your business. Know that when it ebbs and flows, that you got to double down. And even if you got to spray a garbage can or whatever to make ends meet, crying about it, kumbaya crying, trauma bonding, ain't gonna do nothing about it. Oh look, you guys slow too. Oh, we all slow. See, slow. That ain't gonna do nothing. Crying.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah. Here's the thing. There's a difference between being anti-fragile and being therapeutic, right? Because in most cases, the rate of people, actually seeking out therapists has greatly grown since we were young. And the reason why it's greatly grown is because, we're so used to older generation, everybody holding shit in, and then they explode out of nowhere just because they're holding so much in. There's a difference between, being fragile and being just, therapeutic. I just need to get this out. I just need to let this out. This is my feeling about this. Not necessarily that it's breaking me, but I just want you to understand more where I stand, what I see, what I witness, or whatever the case may be. So I think you're confusing the two. If somebody posts and say, hey, look, this is, it's blank in here, or we don't have any cars in here. It's not to say that they're not doing anything about it. It's just to point out the obvious. I think those are two different emotions, two different things that's happening at the same time. But you're trying to merge the two, which you can't necessarily do that.
Does anybody care?
Nope.
There's a lot of people that care. Oh, 100%. There's a lot of people that care.
Send them some money.
If that wasn't the case, social media wouldn't be as viral as it is now. Well, everybody has an opinion. Everybody has a video. Everybody has a podcast where they want to what? Give an opinion about something. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like, you know what I'm saying, if you feel like, you know, the Houston Texans should have drafted, if you feel like Houston Texans should have drafted somebody versus another somebody, you know what I'm saying, you're not necessarily complaining. You're not being anti-fragile. You're just pointing out an actual opinion.
Right.
There's a difference.
Now you merging two things. Again, like I said, nobody's gonna care to the. Not saying that you don't have your compartment. I think people, and that's a good point. This needs to be a whole show. I think since social media gave a lot of people a voice, a lot of people conflate trauma bonding as this, as just having something to say. It's not going to change the circumstance. Now, again, we can't say, again, I put that out when I comment on the video. I don't know if he was doing that to go viral, and I don't know his motives, but I'm commenting on either one. My comment is that if you doing this to oh, woe is me, bad move. And the reason why I'm doing that is I'm showing a difference in mentality. Some people possibly will say that just to sort of get sympathy, or just to cry out. Bad move, not a good strategy. I think the good strategy is, all right, if you went to make that go viral, all right, put that GoFundMe up, or put that link up, because he didn't even promote his one time. He didn't promote most people promote. All right, if you want to come see us. You know, it sounded to me like he was just bitching this to be bitching. But I don't know.
Not necessarily, because you know what I'm saying, it's almost as a lose-lose situation when it comes to people's opinion, like you, B. You know what I'm saying? Because if he did, then there you go. There he goes begging for stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like he got to go out there and get it on his own. You know what I'm saying? He can't. Why would he promote a GoFundMe? You know what I'm saying? Because now he's begging. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to go out there and get it on your own. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lose-lose situation.
I would say
because you always gonna look at it as a
GoFundMe. Put that website up. Put the Cash App up.
Hey, look, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? It was something to be said about the other people. The other videos that we saw where, you know what I'm saying, they had a commercial at the end there where they was promoting something. You had something to say about that. It's going to be the exact same about this here. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have something to say about that.
Well, that's the thing
about situation.
You always up everybody at reaction, everybody up for critique. I'm not knocking that point. My point is that as far as business strategy by just complaining about it, we don't know his motives, so I can't speak on it. By just complaining about it, that ain't it. You cook because you want to be cooked. That's why I made the comment, because I said we're cooked. You only cook if you want to be cooked. You got to be anti-fragile.
Again, that goes back to the same point. You know what I'm saying? Just because somebody want to get it off their chest don't necessarily mean they complaining, they laying down. That's all I'm saying.
I hope not, but either way, we don't know the motives. But either way, I'm commenting on it.
I got you.
You know what I mean?
We see that, B.
Right.
You gonna comment on it regardless of what they do. You know what I'm saying? Look, you gonna figure out some way to spit it.
Well, it ain't spinning. I'm educated.
Show the IRS that I'm making any money.
Okay.
When you get your first job and you're making 200 grand, your goal is to get that 200 grand to 11,000 bucks.
How do you do that?
Your taxes on this is going to be 1,100.
Right.
I want to spend $189,000 on goods and services that could help me make more money next year, because I'm never paying the IRS. Let's say I made 200 grand and I could keep 189,000. I'm going to take that and go buy a $400,000 piece of real estate that'll give me $189,000 depreciation, and now I only pay taxes on 11,000.
So how do we get the money for the down payment?
You got a job with me, 200 grand a year. You're not going to spend any money on your lifestyle. You're going to park all that money into a real estate deal, and you're going to use it as a down payment to buy an income producing property. Never show the IRS that I'm making any money.
Okay.
When you get your
Man, so I'm gonna go ahead and run that real quick. Shout out to him for teaching his daughter early. I'm shout out to her for being receptive. When I was trying to teach my daughter some of this stuff, like, so she wasn't receptive at all, but again, as she get older, hopefully she start listening. But shout out to him. That's one of my dreams. I wish I could throw that stuff at her, and then she could pick up what I'm putting down. But it's not, everybody that doesn't tickle everybody fancy. So but shout out to him to teaching that early, teaching about real estate, telling about tax strategies, early. Again, what you instill in your kids, what they're receptive to, that kind of picks up and becomes habit later on in life. So shout out to him for that.
100%. But I am saying, tax strategies is good. You know what I'm saying? I think everything is good financial wise, you know what I'm saying, to actually teach the young early. And most importantly, you know what I'm saying, it's not necessarily what you tell the young, you know what I'm saying, it's what they see as well too. So you know what I'm saying, I think if they watch you rent apartments for your entire life, for their entire life, and you continue to rent apartments, you never really own anything, you never really own a car, you're renting cars and all this other stuff, above anything else that you tell them, I think they're watching exactly what you do. So you know what I'm saying, you can't just preach, you know what I'm saying, you have to walk the walk as well too. So when you walk the walk, you know what I'm saying, I think the kids are more receptive to hear what you have to say, you know what I'm saying, as long as they see it. But you know what I'm saying, if you're just preaching it, you know what I'm saying, and they don't necessarily see it, I think, you know what I'm saying, you get a different response.
I disagree with this Gen what was Gen Y before Gen Z? Nah, it's different generation. You can see it. Whenever I've never rented an apartment, I've never rented a car. I've always had different cars, so you can see it. People just have to. It just doesn't interest everybody, I've given my daughter a business proposal. She's not a business person, so you can't, just because Magic Johnson's son, is he an athlete? He's tall enough. So just because you're into something, that's doesn't mean they're gonna be receptive to it, even if they can see it. He's been around basketball all his life, doesn't mean he's gonna be a basketball player. So,
but nobody's saying that Magic Johnson is actually teaching them about how playing basketball. Right. Magic Johnson is most successful. Magic Johnson is most successful by not being a basketball player versus being a basketball player.
Well, I'm just using that as an analogy. I'm not trying to go down.
But I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying, that's the example that you put forward. All I'm saying is that Magic Johnson has spoken on several interviews, but several platforms where he's actually talked about, you know what I'm saying, actually teaching his kids financial literacy about investing in businesses. His son right now, you know what I'm saying, has been on, reality shows. His son has several different businesses and things like that. You know what I'm saying? From a business perspective, you know what I'm saying, Magic Johnson is teaching his kids about business. Hey, look, just because you're tall and you can't play a lick of basketball doesn't mean there's nothing there to be taught. You know what I'm saying? I can teach you about business. You don't need to bounce a basketball in order to understand
so
business.
Are you saying that everybody's a business person?
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that, okay, so let's just use an example. Let's just say, you know what I'm saying, what Magic Johnson has talked several times about teaching his kids, not just his son, but his kids about business, right? So, you know what I'm saying, let's just say you're not a business person. You feel like you need the security of actual job, right? There's people out there, you know what I'm saying, that will teach them, hey, look, instead of taking this money and blowing it on sections at the club or bottles or whatever the case may be, this is how you take that money, you flip that money, you invest it in stocks, you invest it in bonds, you invest it in real estate, you invest it in other businesses. You take that money and you invest it this type of way. You save money. There's other people that talk about not investing because, you know what I'm saying, that's not what they understand. That's not their risk tolerance. They teach them about saving a certain percentage of their money. They teach their kids about investing in 401ks. They teach their kids all these different type of financial strategies. So it doesn't have to be one avenue that they're teaching their kids. All I'm saying is that, you know what I'm saying, depending on how their life turned out and what their investing strategies are, that's what they're actually teaching their kids. Not just about dribbling the basketball.
Right. I don't know where you're at on that. Just because you teach your kids somebody or sit them down doesn't mean they're going to take their advice or be susceptible to it or apply it. So you can't beat it into them. You only can offer. It's up to them to, it's up to them to drink the water. It just is what it is. You want the idea. You want, idealistically, you want them to be into the same things that you're into, even if it's for the greater good. Some people have to learn later on in life that this is good advice. Some people don't realize in their 20s that, hey, this is financial literacy is important. It just is what it is. So that would make all these people all these celebrities, all these different people, and I could name several different people that even Mattress Mac, my mentor, his son didn't really start getting serious about business until his mid-30s. You know, so it has nothing to do with what they see. It's what is that individual person, what's in it. If it sparks their interest, if they're able to absorb it and implement it immediately, it's all on the individual.
Well, it's all on the individual, but it's still exactly what they see, right? You know what I'm saying? Guarantee, you know what I'm saying, his son eventually, you know what I'm saying, may not understand it, because everybody in their 20s think they're invincible. They know it all, right? But at some point, you know what I'm saying, they got to understand, okay, well, look, this is what my dad taught me. This is what has not worked up to this point. Now I need to start to listen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but it beats anything. It beats anything, you know what I'm saying? It beats anything else. The first is not telling them, oh man, you don't want to listen, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna teach you nothing else.
No,
I think as a person that's actually teaching their kid, you're going to continue to beat that in their head. Eventually they're going to see and they're going to understand. There's so many kids out there, you know what I'm saying, that grow up and they're just like, my parents taught me this, that, and the third. Now, they may take that and take it to the next level. Like, hey, look, my parents taught me how to save. I took that money and saved, and then now I started investing. My parents was never risk averse to investing, you know what I'm saying? But now I've taken that another level. But the foundation was actually what your parents still taught you. You're still not going to say, oh, well, you know what I'm saying, I taught myself how to be financial literate, you know what I'm saying? Financial literacy or whatever the case may be. So at the end all be all, you know what I'm saying, whether your kids decide to listen or not, it still doesn't take away from the fact that as a parent, as somebody that has the advanced knowledge, that you don't give them the knowledge that you have. Like, nobody's saying that.
Yeah, nobody said it. Nobody's arguing that. My point is that you commented on, which is it had no basis, is that you're saying that your premise was that it has to be seen in order to be adhered to. That's not necessarily the case. They can see it and still not adhere to what they're seeing, and that that drew any kid until it actually becomes important to them at that time. That's when they start implementing, whether that be the teen, whether it be the 20s, whether it be the 30s, sometimes it may be never. Who knows? So right now, while she's in her 20s, she's starting to come along. But at the time when I was, that doesn't mean nobody said I must stop. No. That's why I said with Grant Cardone, I like what he's doing, implementing, and I like the fact that he's receptive of it.
Correct.
That doesn't happen 100% of the time. If that was the case, then everything that a parent wanted to instill in the kid would do, and we know that's not the case in the United States of America. It's not the case.
That's true. That's true. But depending on the actual relationship, it is going to go further. It does matter. It does matter.
Does not.
It does 100% matter. It does 100% matter.
Nah, let me tell you why it does not. Because you can have the best relationship in the world. If you want to be opposite, if you want to blaze your own path, if you want to do what you want to do, you have a difference. You have a difference of personality. That doesn't mean I could teach you all I want. That doesn't mean you're gonna pick this up and start doing what I do. You know what I mean? So, I disagree. Let's roll this.
If there's a respect there, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna
bullshit. If your dad 100%.
If that relationship is there, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna take heed and listen to what you actually say. So you know what I'm saying, you're telling me if LeBron James actually give advice to his kids, they're not gonna listen. You're telling me Deion Sanders giving advice to his kids, they're not gonna listen. That's not the case.
They're gonna listen. However, implementing is two different things.
So you mean to tell me Deion Sanders' kids don't listen and implement what he's saying? You're telling me LeBron James' kids doesn't listen and implement what they're saying? You're telling me Magic Johnson kids doesn't listen and implement what he's saying?
Not everything.
Okay.
Not everything. That's impossible. You know it. They're not. You could listen you can listen to what he's saying. The respect is there. Yes.
However, I do know if the relationship is there, you know what I'm saying, if there's a better relationship, that was the case. It's absolutely the case. If there's a better relationship, if there's turmoil in a relationship between you and the kids, no, you're not listening to what I'm saying.
I don't know.
You're not listening to what I'm saying.
You
if
know
there is
that.
a turmoil, if there's a turmoil between the father and the mother, you know what I'm saying, and the mother says one thing and the father says another thing, but the better relationship is with the mom, they're gonna believe the mom. They're gonna follow the mom.
Have nothing
They're not
to
gonna
do-
listen to what you have to say. That's
Nah,
that's just the truth of the matter.
No.
It's proven time and time again. Like, what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? It depends on the actual relationship, depends on the respect level, depends on how they actually listen and they actually take and put and apply what you're saying. That's just what it is.
This is what's happening. I have been working in show business since I was 11 years old. I started getting paid for what I do since 13. Now, it wasn't a whole lot of money, but what happens is you build up respect, you build up reputation, you build up morality, and then things open and doors open, and the Rolls Royce door opened for me, and I'm never looking back. Do we all understand this now?
I don't know how many Rolls Royces open for you. I know.
Not just one Rolls Royce door, though.
Bring my other Rolls Royce.
Shut up and stay out of my business.
But yeah, like I said, it's all on the build up. Again, what's for you, you have to actually make it so everybody's path is not the same. You know, so and she built it up, and then she's been probably working. I'm trying to think of any other actress that's been working shit long as her. You know, through the decades, like she's been working. You know, so I'm trying to think. I don't think anybody has been working just as long as she's been working. You know, she had 2 long series sitcoms. Trying to think. I can't think anybody that comes to mind. But so practicing her craft, think she could sing too. You know, so she could sing and
Sing her ass off.
you know, so practice your craft again. What's for you is for you. You know, but you gotta make it so. Everybody's not the same. You know, so with that being said, I yield the floor. Now let me go. The next one, I'm rapid firing these things.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying, it ain't really much to say about it. You know what I'm saying? Tina Ono has had a long-standing role on Martin. And at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, when you're good at your craft and you get respect at your craft, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna always have a job. There's a lot of actors, you know what I'm saying, that's always had a job. And you know what I'm saying, as she has, or whatever the case may be, long-standing career. She has a show right now, you know what I'm saying, with Cedric Entertainer, you know what I'm saying, that's still running. And she's gonna always get a job, you know what I'm saying, regardless of what she wants to, regardless if she wants to take a break and come back or whatever the case may be, she's gonna always have a spot.
That's good.
Home ownership together is designed to bring liability to both sides and force your union even closer. You love each other even more when you owe $400,000. That's how it works. That's how marriage works. I love the euphoria of dating. I think it's great when you get married, and then boom, financial reality hits. You better really think through buying a home with somebody you're not in a marriage. Marriage is a business. I get so much flack for this. It's 100% a business, and the first child is called money. And it sits there at the table on your second date, your third date, and after you get married, and then a real child comes along and money doesn't leave. And if you don't deal with money, 7 years later, you're divorced. Like 50% of the people who go into unions in America are not because of infidelity, because of financial pressure.
Right.
I mean, listen, this is a big deal. If you don't understand it as a business, you're going to find out the hard way. Home ownership together is designed to bring liability.
But like I said, rapid fire this thing. I 100% agree. I've said this several times on the podcast. Business is the marriage. You're making a lot of decisions. That's one of the biggest. Just like when you run for president, one of the biggest decisions that you have to make is your renovate. Same thing, you know, with a marriage. It's definitely a business because you're making business decisions, you know, together. You know, some large financial decisions, and it could help you win or it could ruin you. As well, and you got to analyze how you make that decision You know, and a lot of us were taught, you know, looks over everything. She fine, and that's how we make our decision. You know, and you got to look at more than that. We talked about this last week. You got to look at more than that. If you want to, you got to look at it as a business decision, and then go from there.
100% agree. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about a lot of celebrities now that are scared to actually get into a marriage just because they say, you know what I'm saying, marriage is essentially a contract, a partnership contract, which is essentially what it is. But a lot of people don't necessarily look at it that way. They just look at it as, you know what I'm saying, hey, look, I like the fat booty, or, you know what I'm saying, you know, I like the big boobs, or whatever the case may be. I like this, that, and the third, you know what I'm saying, but they don't approach it as a business. And when people kind of look at it hindsight, they're like, man, look, I don't even understand how I thought this was going to be a partner for me. When things got rough, you know what I'm saying, that partner ran and left me on my own. And you know what I'm saying, all the flags, all the red flags and everything was there before you even decided to get married. But you were blinded by everything else. You didn't approach it as a business. So it's not to say, you know what I'm saying, you know, marriage is a union. You're supposed to be, you're supposed to marry your best friend, you know what I'm saying, the person that you fall in love with, or whatever the case may be. That person is the person that you need to have your back. That's the person that you need to, that you're okay with starting a business with, a business that we call life. But a lot of people don't necessarily approach it that way, you know what I'm saying, and unfortunately they end up regretting it in the end.
Gotcha. Let's go ahead and hit this next one here. This is a good piggyback. Let me know when you get tired. I'm trying to enter the clip as much as possible because I know I'm going to have some new clips for next week. So I'm going to try to empty this clip.
All right.
The mother, the mother-in-law, the grandmother, the grandfather, freaking all the bills, all the food, everything. I think that's what men should do. But that's just me. And I don't think the wife should work. I think there should be one man working and one wife at home, making sure the kids are supported by a mother. The house is supported by that mother, because a mother can do things that a man can never do. I can never be a mother. I can never be a wife. My job is to go out and hunt, kill, bring stuff home, and do it again and again, and defend this castle. And if she's out trying to kill stuff and I'm out trying to kill stuff, and we come home, we're going to kill each other because we're both in warrior mode. This is going to sound sexist to some people, but whatever. I don't need my wife to work. I want to take care of my wife. The man should take care of the wife, the two kids, the mother, the mother-in-law, the grandmother, the grandfather, or freaking all the bills, all the food, everything. I think that's what men should do.
Yeah, I just wanted to run it from the back. From the top, so we can hit a whole clip. I know we had technical. Hold on a second, but yeah, 100% agree. Again, these are my views on that. You know, as far as from a traditional sense, it's worked like that for centuries, maybe even thousands of years. I don't think it should change. I know it's tried to change in the last 75 years, 60 years, but how's it working out for you? How's it working out so far? You know, I get it. Like, things are more expensive, partnerships and stuff like that. You got to do what you got to do, but I think the optimal way to raise a family, if you know, in that particular construct, is the best. Now, I'm not against, because I was thinking about making me a website, because things about to get so hard on y'all. Making a website, domesticpartners.com. I'm bidding for the website right now, the .com, domesticpartnerships.com. Where you just trying to, it's gonna be a date site where shit, you just need somebody to split these bills with. You know what I'm saying? So all that dating is all over, you know, and, you know, like you said, you're worried about the fatty and all that, that's gone. Just give me somebody that's breathing, you know what I mean? Look, you know, she ain't super duper terrible, you know, we gotta have someone, but shit, somebody to split them bills with. Domesticpartnership.com. You know, it's forget all the love and the chemistry. Somebody y'all coming to agreement to split these bills and save advantage on the taxes, so where you could, you know, you can have somewhere to live, because it's about to get hard on y'all. You know what I mean? So I definitely agree. with the optimal way to do it, that construct, but sometimes you got to get creative in this new economy.
100% agree. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, that are partnering, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, same sex, you know, different sex, whatever the case may be. A lot of times, you know what I'm saying, people are trying to partner just to be able to make it. But I do believe different strokes, different folks. Here's the thing, you know what I'm saying, is that every relationship is a little bit different. Grant Cardone has been blessed, you know what I'm saying, to have multiple businesses, billionaire, you know what I'm saying, lots of money in real estate, whatever the case may be. The way his relationship is made up, that works for him. But you know what I'm saying, I think for a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, we watch the Housewives, we watch all these reality TVs, you know what I'm saying, and we try to make our life about that, our life cater to that. And for a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, for, you know, a large majority of America, I just don't think that structure in a relationship works. I think at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, depending on what your opinion is and the way that you want your relationship to be, I think both sides need to be on the same page and then go forward with it. If you're going to be the person to go out and hunt and kill, and then bring it back to the house while the wife stays at the house, absolutely go for it. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you guys agreed upon, that's what works for you, absolutely go for it. But then if you decide that, you know what I'm saying, you know, look, you're working at UPS and you need a partner that's also bringing in income to help pay these bills, then there's nothing wrong with that. It just depends on, you know what I'm saying, what the expectations are set forth when you actually set up the relationship and you move forward. Whatever that agreement is, you know what I'm saying, just set that agreement. Make sure you both are on the same page. There needs to be no assumption about what the other partner's responsibilities and roles are. I think, you know what I'm saying, it needs to be an open conversation at all given times about what's expected moving forward. That is the recipe, partially the recipe for success. But I think when relationships fall apart is when the expectations start to differ. You didn't tell me that I needed to do XYZ in the beginning. You didn't tell me you wanted me to do XYZ in the beginning, or whatever the case may be. So whatever the relationship is, whatever the makeup is, whatever the structure is, I think everybody need to be on the same page, regardless if that's Grant Cardone's way or somebody else's way. But you know what I'm saying, nobody needs to structure their life based upon somebody else's life.
Right. But yeah, idealistically it will work like that. But sometimes I quote rest in peace Chino XL. I quote Chino XL on this. I know you like a book, but sometimes I just can't find what page you're on. You know, so that happens with a relationship. You know, so yeah, we got this on the books, but that page, you're on a different page than I'm on. You know, so and don't forget we're dealing with something that has feelings. You know, and the feelings over everything. And it goes along this next clip. This next clip tripped my head out. But this is what the alternative was out here. Because things could change. That mind could change quickly. So you can get into it and say this, y'all agreed on it, but things will change when the shit hits the fan. You know, so that is a thing as well. So that's the problem. They say most marriages end because of financial, and it's regret. Like we just seen, we played the clip earlier about people moving to certain cities and they regret it. You know, so that's a real thing. So my thing is, yes, it's optimally, I think you should build yourself up and then get married when you're financially able. That way you can, I think it works best if you want to raise a family. If not, yes, and I do agree with you on that. If it's not in your wheelhouse, if you know you wanted this partner, yeah, I'm not gonna sit there and gatekeep and tell you can't partner because I don't give a damn. You know, so however, my opinion is this: marriage works if you want to raise a family. We have all kind of case studies. We have centuries of case studies that prove this point. When we try to do the domestic partnership, the no-fault divorce, we see the results. It just doesn't work. The 60 is going on, it's encroaching 70% divorce rate right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it just doesn't work. You know, so with that being said, again, I'm not against nobody doing what they do. You know, I'm not gatekeeping. However, my opinion is that there's certain ways that work a little bit better than others. check this clip out. This clip tripped my head out because this is what's out here.
If it's $50,000 a year?
50,000?
60.
I'm sorry. I changed my answer.
Would you rather be a side chick to a star NBA basketball player or be married to a loyal average man?
I would much rather be married to a loyal average man than be a side chick to anybody ever in my entire life of living. It ain't happening.
What's your answer?
Yes, I would be rather married to a loyal average man, 9 to 5. I'm not being a fucking side chick.
Okay, so what makes you ladies so different? Because I feel like most people say that, but when it comes down to it, we're talking about an average man who makes, let's say, $60,000 a year versus average man versus an NBA. Listen, versus an NBA basketball player that's a star, max contract.
I didn't say nothing about no 60.
What's the average income for an American man?
Ain't no way. 60 is crazy.
Listen, $100,000 is not an average man. That's not average. I'm talking
still below average.
So who you taking if it's $50,000 a year?
50,000?
60.
I'm sorry. I changed my answer.
So who you taking if it's $50,000 a year?
Changed up with it. That was what 90 seconds changed up real quick. You know what I'm saying? This is out of this is crazy, man. This is crazy. So within the course of a conversation, that's what the average man makes, 60 grand a year, man. Actually, living less is like 57 and some change, right?
Yeah.
You know, so they don't want that average no more. You know, that's not good enough. You know, what's good for grandma now ain't good enough for them nowadays. You know, so the grandma never took that average man making a nice living. Not them. They'd rather be a side chick to a star. Their lifestyle. They ain't married to you. They want their lifestyle, man. So
they want that lifestyle so they can pose for the gram. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing, you know what I'm saying, is that there's still good ones out there. So, you know what I'm saying, you know, that there's a reason why, you know what I'm saying, she's single, you know what I'm saying, talking on that podcast like that, because, you know what I'm saying, she doesn't have anybody. So I get it, but you know what I'm saying, you know, it's not to say, you know what I'm saying, one or two bad apples or whatever the case may be speaks for the nation, because, you know what I'm saying, there's still a lot of good girls out there.
I mean, again, majority is 51. Everybody, even the experts saying dating nowadays is cooked. I think social media is one of the biggest advocates of, you know, big-eyedness, or, you know, want to keep up with the actual Joneses. So don't forget, we never had this before. Don't forget, a lot of dating was localized back in the days. Even in my era, like 25 years ago, 30 years ago, dating was localized. You had your options was the dudes around you. Now you got international dudes and sliding in them DMs. Too many options. What you want, somebody else will. Why are you gonna stick with your groove? You got 50, you making 57, even though you might be a stellar dude, crazy character, a lot of potential, but you got Giannis sliding in the DMs. You know what I'm saying? It's too much of a temptation. You see what I'm saying? And you're gonna get flued out. You know, it's too much going on. The technology, they gave too many options, and the temptation is too great to stay straight. You know, to stay on the straight and narrow. Think about it. Think about it. I told this to one of my young mentees one time. He got a girlfriend, whatever. He's supposed to be 18 years old. On an average chick, I would consider the chick that both of them was average looking chicks to me, 5 or 6s. I would say in their DMs, they probably at least 3 to 4 dudes a day sliding them DMs. Would that be safe to say?
I don't think so, but I don't know.
I mean, be for real. On the ground.
100% for real. You know what I'm saying? The chicks that I just saw in that video, to say 3 or 4 dudes a day, even 3 or 4 dudes a week, I think it would be a stretch.
Nah, again, I don't think you know the ground. I don't think you I think you underestimate the thirst. You know what I'm saying? I get more than that a week. A chick slide in my DMs more than 3 or 4 a week. You know what I'm saying? You can see the DMs when I play the ground. You can see the DMs.
Unless they posting on the gram, you know what I'm saying, or whatever social media half naked, I just don't see it.
That's what most of them do.
I just don't see it.
Yeah, but anyway, I know you won't argue the point, but let's beyond the point. Let's just say 3 a day. You know, this. All right. That's 90 dudes a month. That's a lot. That's a lot of no's. They could curve a lot of them, but that one, just like Travis Hunter, he slid in the DM till the homegirl told her who that was. You know, so it ain't before long till that right celebrity, that right dude slide in there till she gone. Too much temptation. It's too the access is too great. And then you're dealing on an international level. It's different. You got one, I think, who that? They got them sheiks and all that, and Saudi Arabia flying them in. You know what I'm saying? You ain't had that before 30 years. This didn't exist.
Correct.
So, especially if you got a baddie, you cook. Everybody want her. Y'all can have it.
If you say so, I'll let you have it.
Okay. I mean the concept. All right. Let me clarify it.
Okay.
The concept what we got in our head how it was is not the same. Yesterday's price is not today's price. Where's the Fat Joe? So how we thinking it was is not how it is no more. So I'm not playing. I'm trying to play the game with yesterday's. Yesterday, I'm thinking I'm sky hooking and I'm backing down to the goal, and the rules have changed. I can't do that no more. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
There's a violation now. The rules have changed. I can't just sit with my back to the basket no more. And I still got that in my mind. My shorts real tall, and I got the long socks on, but the game has changed. You see what I'm saying?
I got you.
The rules have changed. Technology's changed.
Everything's changed.
Everything's changed. So I got my head on Wilt. You know what I'm saying? But that ain't gonna fly nowadays. You see?
I got you.
You know?
I got you.
So that's the problem. Now, I can't get with the Euro stepping. Y'all can have that. I like to You feel what I'm saying? I can't do that. I can't do the hard and all that back up 4-5 step. I just can't do it. I mean, maybe I don't know, but I want to do it. I like to back up to the basket and I like the sky hook.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying, even though you like to back up, you know what I'm saying, you like to do the sky hook, there are ones out there that would like for you to do the sky hook versus the Euro.
Am I going to base my life on that? Where can I play this game at?
I mean, you know what I'm saying, anywhere.
Well, no, you can't do it. No.
Really anywhere. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on
throw all
where
kind of flags. You know what I'm saying? They'll throw all kind of flags on me. It ain't happening.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. It's a different ballgame. You got to accept it. See, that's the problem with men. We deny the rules of the game. And I was telling my boy this the other day. You know what I'm saying? Your problem is you living idealistically. It ain't reality. The reality's changed. You see what I'm saying? And it's a new ball game out here. You know, and we living in the past.
Not necessarily, you know what I'm saying? I think, you know what I'm saying, from this standpoint, you know what I'm saying, I think you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot. Nah. You kind of saying, you know what I'm saying, that there's nobody out there because everybody's searching for a ball player to be a side chick of a ball player, you know what I'm saying? And that's essentially not the case, you know what I'm saying? There's somebody out there for everybody that shares the same views, shares the same perspectives, whatever the case may be. You may find that on social media. You may not find it on social media. But to say, oh man, you know what I'm saying, I ain't got no chance in hell of dating nobody because everybody want a ball player.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is y'all can have that game. Y'all, I'm gonna play my back to the basket game.
Right, but who's to say, you know what I'm saying, everybody likes you to pay the, you know what I'm saying, likes you to play that game versus your game. That's what I'm asking.
I'm saying that I probably could hoop that game. I'm probably gonna have to go to Venezuela to hoop that game and on a basketball.
Stop it.
It might not be in America. If America like them dunks and all that stuff. However, it might not be in the US. You know what I'm saying?
Well, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? If you want to defeat yourself, B, you know what I'm saying? Look, hey, look, you ain't gonna never find love. You want to defeat yourself.
I'm not trying to find love. You know what I'm saying? It's about a business. You didn't hear Kevin O'Leary is a business. It's a business. And then that's another thing. That's the problem. I'm glad you opened that can of worms. See, that's the idealistic. Idealistically, I should have clipped this other clip. We men talk. I might have it in here. Men talk about love and shit like that. I might have it in here. You know?
The idealistic is, you know what I'm saying, love doesn't exist. It's all a business platform. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get together and do this thing.
I think it's become, and this is the whole nother discussion. I ain't want to get it because this could be an hour discussion.
Right. I got you.
Yeah, because this is my and I
say that for the next podcast.
Yeah, this is. I think the idea of love has changed. Again, the game has changed. And I think that love has become transactional about what you can provide. It's become a Disney type thing. The idea, the perception has changed. Okay. And y'all can keep that, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm not playing in that game. That's my point. I'm gonna find when I can. If I want to play the game, I'm gonna play my game to the basket, and we all on that same rules. Now it might not be in the NBA court.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Might be on the playground court. I got you.
Might be on the playground court. Might pause that. Don't take that the wrong way. I'm talking about Rutgers. I'm not talking about no kids. You know what I'm saying?
No, I got you.
Yeah, you gotta be hypersensitive nowadays.
Right. You gotta be clear. You gotta be clear. I got you.
It might be at the Rutgers. It might be in Australia somewhere. But they got where I could ball with my back to the basket.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I got you.
I'm not saying it ain't out there. We just gotta update our thinking.
I got you.
You see what I'm saying?
I got you.
You know, so that's all I'm saying. So let's go. Man, this is a realtor, man. This here tripped my head out. I just put this in there. If you watch it, it's damn near the third hour. So if you watch it, you deserve to watch some entertainment.
All right.
You know, so I put this in there because it should have me laughing. It don't mean nothing to nothing, but it just had me tripped out.
Sir? Yeah, what's up? Hold on, hey man, don't put your motherfucking hands on me, boy. Boy, what the fuck wrong with you? Yeah, everything being recorded, and I'm not finna go for that bullshit. You're not finna put your goddamn hands on me now. You hear me? Like, hey, look here, white boy. I'm finna tell you like this. Everything that I just witnessed up in here and just walked up in here, and motherfuckers ain't in here rendering. Hey, shut the fuck up.
Okay, hold on.
Hey. Look. What I'm saying, you can shut the fuck up like I said. You can shut the fuck up like I said. Now, if you want me to leave, motherfucker, that's what the fuck you say. But other than that, my gal having a goddamn emergency up in here. We ain't in that state of mind like you in. Cause bitch, it's a fucking emergency right now. Nigga, yeah. That's all the fuck you had to say. Yeah, well, right now, I need to make sure this nigga got my goddamn gal ID. Is she okay? She got the fucking ID. Yeah, because here's my problem. Because we came in here with an emergency and nobody rendered aid. They was worried about a fucking ID, but not rendering aid as a goddamn hospital and nurses. You worried about a motherfucking ID. Now, I'm telling you like this. I'm finna fucking leave, like you said. But one thing about it, y'all motherfuckers is wrong. That's why I came in here with these goddamn glasses on, because y'all motherfuckers ain't worried about rendering aid before the goddamn ID. Okay. Bitch, I just said I was gonna leave. Yeah, I know. But one thing about it, your bitch ass ain't gonna put your hands on me no more either. Hey, Who the fuck is you? What's your name? What's your name? What's your name, Derek? What's your name, Derek? What's your name, Derek? Because I go write that lawsuit in 2 hours. I go write that lawsuit in 2 hours. Touch me again. Touch me again, you faggot. Touch me again, you faggot. Yeah. Touch me again, you faggot. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah. I don't give a motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. What is you gonna do, boy? What is you gonna do, boy? Yeah, shut your bitch ass up. Cause you following me, you faggot ass faggot. You like dick, bitch. You like dick, you fat ass faggot. Shut your bitch ass up. Yeah. Now your dick eating ass can shut the fuck up, bitch.
Hey, well, this is a realtor in Houston, man. I ain't gonna put him on. I guess you can see the, I don't know. This is, I don't know. Did this go viral? Let's see. I don't know. I thought this was going viral. How many views he had on this? I can't.
That shit went viral.
I had he got some likes on it. So yeah, 84,000 views. Now he got 84,000 likes.
I don't even know what to say about that, man. I don't even know what to say about that.
Yeah, 84,000 likes. I can't tell how many views. But nah, he crashed all the way out, man.
Did he crash out? You know what I'm saying? But the biggest question is, you know what I'm saying, did his wife, you know what I'm saying, actually get the aid that she needed after all that? That's the question.
Who knows?
And then, you know what I'm saying, I mean, he still don't even know the status of, you know what I'm saying, if she got the aid or not, because he walked out of there with the goddamn ID.
Yeah,
that they was asking for. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? It's so many fluctuating opinions about that and emotions about that. I just don't know. I just hope, you know what I'm saying, his wife got the help that she needed. You know what I'm saying? Even after all that.
Right. I mean, that was just the entertainment. Ain't nothing really to comment on that. That was just strictly entertainment. But I thought it was funny. They go to show you, like I said, it's, I guess, appearance. I guess I don't know. I'm surprised they ain't really jump on that boy. So they was real calm on that note.
That's what I thought was coming.
Right. So I thought for sure they were gonna crash out. But damn, I got a lot of damn clips.
And especially when he called that police officer a bitch, I really thought they was finna get at him. But you know what I'm saying? They was trying to be I guess they was trying to be polite about the situation, I guess.
Right. Now I'm looking for this one clip. I got a couple. I want to start cherry picking. Because I wanted to make a point here. Look at this right here. Since we have some comedy, we got look at this right here, man. This is trip my head out, and you're gonna see why I say we cook. This is why it's cooked. I'm not playing this game, man. I'm not playing this, man.
Okay.
I'm not playing this, man.
If you didn't want to talk to me, you would have pressed it. If you didn't want to talk to me, you wouldn't be listening to what the fuck I got to say right now. If you didn't want.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, you might as well skip me. No thank you.
Cause what?
No thank you.
Shit, nigga, your else gonna be standing.
Hey, press the skip button.
Or what, nigga? You're not gonna do shit about it.
No
nigga.
thank you.
And you're nobody's fucking father, my nigga. That's exactly why I'm not doing it. I don't know who the fuck you think you is, but it ain't that.
You're literally in the car about to drive. Press the skip button.
Do it matter? Oh! Okay, the fuck is you in my business for? What the fuck? If you ain't in my coochie, say that, bitch, because you acting like you want to lick. Back the fuck up and stop worrying about what I got going on. So you're like, no, thank you, go ahead and skip. Like, it's the difference because I'm a grown-ass woman. I can handle a man not liking me. I didn't get on here to get no dick or get somebody, but at the end of the day, you're not going to disrespect me. And
how did I disrespect you by saying no thank you?
Mind your mouth. Like I said, you going to show respect or none at all. Get the fuck on. That's the button, dumbass nigga. If you didn't want to talk to me, you would have pressed it. If you didn't want to talk to me, you wouldn't be listening to what the fuck I got to say right now. If you didn't want to talk to me, you wouldn't be responding to shit I got to say back. First of all, your eyes small as fuck, my nigga. You're getting Arnold case ass bitch. Second, you're trying to push somebody to press a button they don't want to. Bitch, press the button if you didn't want to talk to me. You sound stupid as fuck. That's what the skip button's for if you don't want it.
You know what?
And don't even fucking respond, nigga. Hold your motherfucking breath, nigga. Stop talking to me. Fuck, you can sit in this bitch and stare until you press skip. I said no thank you more than once, my nigga. Like, bitch, I heard you. I'm not a kid, first off.
But you wasn't
Like,
skipping. That's why I
that's the
kept
only
saying
thing-
it, because you
that's the
wasn't
only thing
pressing.
that's weird.
You wasn't pressing a button. That's why I kept saying
And
it.
this see, number 3, that's where you're being disrespectful too. You fail to realize, nigga, you don't control nobody. You don't control shit.
Maybe we got too deep into this. I said the no thank you shit. You said some shit to try to hurt my feelings. Hey, but no, some real shit though. Hold on. Wait, where you from?
Oklahoma.
Capping. You capping. You dead ass.
I swear to God, bro. Yes, my nigga.
I'm about to
So
be in
pop Oklahoma.
OKC in 2 weeks. No bullshit.
That's where my dad live. I might have to take a trip to go see him.
When?
In the next 2 weeks.
So we can go on a date or something.
You'd actually want to go on a date?
Yeah. Let me go to your Instagram real quick. Brenda Too Cold.
Don't talk about my old ass highlights.
I hope I don't get you pregnant.
And if you did, what was he gonna do? Not play daddy? Amy's coochie good, real good. So.
For real? Ooh, she took it wet. You tapped in. I'm gonna see you in 2 weeks, and I'm gonna beat your loonies.
Oh my God. Okay.
It was nice meeting you.
Love you.
That shit crazy.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Come on, man. I'm not playing this, man. I'm not playing. Bro. I'm not Euro stepping. I'm not playing this here, man.
She gonna have his time slash. No shit.
Man, they wrong. It's so many flagrant fouls on this thing here. You know what I'm saying?
That is funny. She switched that up real quick.
But now that's what she wanted. To think about it, if she wasn't attracted to him, she would have just did what he said. But she
hit that skipper.
Yeah, go ahead, skip.
She spazzed out.
You know they can't handle rejection like that, but she beat him to submission. But on his, you filed for even mess with that. You see what's gonna happen.
Wow.
You know, you see it coming a million miles. You got all kind of red flags, man. Come on, man. So if you go to AKC and mess with that, you get everything that comes with that. You deserve every little bit of it.
Everything.
But last thing I want to say, they go to show you, they just want to feel something, man. They go about feelings. I don't know. It's different, bro. It's just different.
I can tell by the way she is, you know what I'm saying? She like all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she like that
all
shit.
That arguing, you know what I'm saying, that spazzing out there, makeup and all that other shit, you know what I'm saying? That's what she thrive on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He just gave her what she wanted. That's it.
Right. I'm cool. I'm cool on it.
Oh shit.
So let me go ahead and run this. Hold on, I have one other one, man. So I got a couple of more funny ones that we can roll out. I know you're tired, man. Got a couple more.
My boyfriend and his friends coming.
No. You may be at this point.
In the back. Okay.
No, we can't get in the back. She said you ain't gonna get.
Excuse me. Hi, how you doing? My Uber app stopped working out of nowhere. I was wondering if I could get a ride real quick up the street. Okay, my boyfriend and his friends coming.
Yeah, we trying to get in the car.
Yes.
We can't go. But you just said she can get a ride. We can't.
She can't get a ride.
She can't get a ride.
Yeah, no, y'all ain't around me. Well, come on, bro.
Here, Chris, you get in front.
I'm gonna get in the front.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just get in the front.
I was wondering if I could get a ride down the street.
Come on.
Okay, thank you. You let me get in front? My boyfriend is.
Man.
All for some clicks, bro. All for some clicks.
This is crazy, man. Like I said, but I've had not exactly like that, but yeah, you got that you got that'll happen like that. Look at this. Come on, right here, man. This is crazy right now, man. This is so. I thought this was AI, man.
Man, come on now, that's enough. Man, come on now, that's enough.
I'm not playing with this, man. You tripping, man.
Wow.
I'm good.
Not in the house of the Lord. First off, you know what I'm saying? You come in the house of the Lord with booty shorts on. Stop it. Ooh, that's tough.
Right. I mean, sick come as you are, right? You know what I'm saying? I can get with that, but you know, it's look at the presentation though. Which you know, they out there with that. You know, we run this last one. Then I go off with a positive note. Hold on,
Yes,
one
Lord.
I wanted to run. I don't know. This one could go 50-50, but this is a big pause, man.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to play this on the air. I'm gonna play something else. I don't want to play. But this is, I don't know, bro. I ain't gonna play that because I'll play that when we get off air. That's a big pause, man. Because like I said, I think I look at it a totally different way. You know. So, hold on, let me. I've been this cat all of a sudden went viral, man. This crazy, bro. Check this out. This totally different clip. So.
In New York City. This is the #1 restaurant in the world. They have 3 Michelin stars, the highest stars you can get in cuisine. Let's see if I can get a table. All right, you know, we got a VIP coming in here. Table for one, please. I need you to hurry up. I'm very busy. I got things to do.
You had a reservation?
Reservations? I'm too famous for that, girl. You know who I am, right?
I do actually.
You do?
Yes.
I need the best table.
Perfect. That worked for you.
You got it already?
The full tasting menu. It's 100% plant-based.
Damn, I thought I was getting the new one.
You do have a $35,000 bottle of wine if you like.
Yes, I'm gonna take that, girl. Come on now. 2022?
2022.
$50,000. I'll take it. All right, be careful now. This is expensive. If it breaks, if you mess it up, I'm not paying for it. Oh, no sound? That was smooth. Piece de resistance. Oh. Wealth. Sunflower butter. Oh my goodness. That's broth. That looks like orange juice, girl. Damn, I'm spending all this money on some vegan food. I need some meat. The sunflower butter is so smooth and creamy, and that bread is flaky. Now this corn velouté, it almost tastes like a chicken broth. Is that a green drink? What is this?
It's a green juice. Apple juice, Maya lemon.
You brokies have never tasted Celtuce. Oh! No, I'm joking. They're actually pretty good. Health. I know they lying with these 2 small lettuce wraps and this ricotta cheese. So, that lettuce. I feel like I'm getting punked at this point because how the food keep getting smaller and smaller? At first, it didn't really taste like nothing, but that flavor creeped up on me. Them tomatoes fresh. Hopefully, we got something that's a little bit more hearty. I'm hungry.
This is
Thank you.
sunflower salad.
A damn sunflower salad. Are you kidding me? Oh, it tastes very exotic. Something you'll never be able to afford. Another small little piece here.
Fried fairy tale eggplant.
Now, this is top tier. This is probably one of my favorite pieces. It's so crunchy and warm, but it tastes like you're almost eating like a empanada.
Silken tofu.
So silky, just like the name. This is like a vegetable soup. Those cucumbers have a nice crunch, and it has a gelatinous base.
For this season.
Oh.
Hasselback potato here.
Oh, you must have went to school for this. The Hasselback potato is thinly sliced like an accordion, so the texture is crazy. And can y'all believe they actually have vegan caviar? Like, what the hell? Where is this made from? I need to know. Now, what is this? This looks burnt. Y'all need to work on the presentation. This looks ugly. They trying to act like this is a piece of steak, but I ain't gonna hold you. When I first bit into it, it does have like a meaty texture. Nice and savory with a little bit of smokiness too. Okay, poblano pepper.
This is our berry cheesecake.
Sometimes cheesecake can be too heavy and rich, but this one is the perfect consistency, fruity and sweet. Girl, another course?
Just a small bite.
Hey, you're the chef, right?
Yes.
The food is terrible.
Thank you.
I'm joking. Thank you, chef. You're doing an amazing job.
Guys, we're rolling.
Stop playing with them. All right, I'm ready for the check here. Let me see how much. God damn. Can I get a discount or something? This is the #1 restaurant in the world.
I gotta give one for
Come
that
on
check.
now, dog. Come on, man.
$35,000. So the bottle of wine was 30. So that means that the fruits and vegetables that he got was $5,000.
Yes.
Come on now, dog.
And that shit was small as hell. Guarantee he still had to stop by. Guarantee he still had to stop by McDonald's or Burger King on the way out. Guarantee.
Come on now, dog. I ain't playing in that game either. I'm not doing it, bro. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it, man.
It ain't no way in hell.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing the fine dining, man.
Pay all that money and still be starving.
Yeah, come on, man. Come on. Knock it off, man.
It's a reason why that restaurant was empty as hell.
Yeah, man. I'm not doing that, man. I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying? $5,000 for some fruits. You seen that damn dessert? All that was some blueberries around with some whipped cream. You know what I'm saying?
He said it was good though.
I mean, come on now, bro.
I get it, you know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying, he's doing that for the video. You know what I'm saying? He's doing that for clicks, viral, whatever the case may be. But it ain't no way in hell I'm doing it. Outside of, you know what I'm saying, knowing that I'm going to get that money back on, you know what I'm saying, just the clicks that I get on that video, no way. There's no way in hell.
That $30,000 for that bottle of wine was stupid.
Look, you have a hell of a night out. You spent that same $30,000.
Man, that's a cut, man. So you talking about? I still think fine dining is one of the biggest scams that's out there. You know, so you know, I got a clip talking about this as well. Like, you know, the same bottle of water, same water, $1, you know, free $1. Yeah. All they do is put in different packaging in different areas.
That's it. They put it in a different glass. You know what I'm saying? Bring it out. It's the presentation. That's it. It's just a presentation.
Man, you paying for memories, you know, that you ain't gonna remember. You ain't gonna remember that meal. You gonna remember you starving afterwards. Sunflower seeds. All you really taking is 9. Yeah, you taking 9 bites, 9 courses, but it's 9 bites.
Man, I'm good on all that. They tripping.
Man, let me go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and run this last one on there. I'm gonna run this other one off there. I ain't gonna run it. Like I said, I'm gonna run this. Let me run this. Let's end the show off with tape, man. Because we all 3. I think this is the longest we ever been on. 3 hours, and I still got like 25 clips. I'm gonna have to say
3.5. Goodness gracious.
I'm gonna have to save it till next week, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let me go ahead and run this last clip, and then I'll run this other one off here real quick. But
and they get what they want. That's it.
You need.
So there's no loyalty. Loyalty doesn't exist.
What I'm trying to say here, and any man who's been to divorce or had problems with women will agree with me and understand exactly what I'm saying. Women are loyal to how they feel. If you make them feel a certain way, then they're loyal to that feeling, which is loyal to you. Women aren't loyal to anything outside of how they feel. Men actually are more loyal than women because men, like I said, can suffer gracefully. Women can't. Men will be loyal to a society. Men will be loyal to a race. Men will be loyal to their friends. Women can't even get along for 5 minutes amongst themselves. Men will be best friends for 50 years. Men are loyal. We know loyalty completely. We'll go die in a ditch for a flag. We'll talk about loyalty. Men are loyal. Women aren't loyal. Women are, how do I feel today? You can take a woman on a private jet to a mansion in Miami and have the best time. She'll tell you how much she loves you. And then the next day when she's mad at you, she will literally say verbatim, you never give me any. You don't take care of me. You reject me. I'm not looked after. She'll forget 12 hours before where she had the world. Because women are only care about how they feel. They don't even think. They just feel. And what they feel is absolute gospel truth. And it matters more than society, matters more than everything else. They don't give a shit about World War II. They don't give a shit their grandfathers died. They don't give a fuck about England. They don't give a fuck about anything because they only care about how they feel. Whereas a man might sit and say, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to suffer for the greater good of my race, my nation, my ideals. So men are loyal. Women love when they get what they want. That's it.
You need.
That boy Tate be cooking, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's follow. I had to play that because it's followed to what I was talking about earlier, man. Like I said, it's you got to get it's the love is changed. It's a different ball game. You know what I mean? So it's too much. It's hard. It's hard. It's a hard task to ask about loyalty and love when there's so many options. Like, all right, you know, you only could get black and white, but there's all these different colors out there. You can't look at none of these. Black and white only. So it's back in the day they only had black and white.
Right.
So it's easy. You got too many colors out now. Too many options. No accountability. You know, you don't have to be loyal. You don't have to, you know. You don't have to, back in the day it was duty. Like, all right, I had to do this because society had shamed me if I didn't. You know, I had to do this because if I signed this contract and by law I can't get out it unless I get my ass beat or infidelity or something like that. I just couldn't say I ain't happy. So they had like accountability. So now it's changed. The game has changed. So you gotta, I can't be ignorant of that.
Right.
You know, I gotta be aware of that. Like, all right, it's different. It's a different ball game. Don't forget that as society has changed, don't forget the players of society have changed, the attitudes, the mindset, all that's changed, man. So, so I definitely, agree with Tate's point, man. It's all about the feeling. Now, if you got a rich and you want to blow up a bunch of money, you want to play that field game, you can play it. But I don't know if I had the money, if I would even still play that game. I don't even think I play that game. Even though I had a bunch of money, man, because all I'm doing is blowing a bunch of money. For what? What am I doing this for?
For your significant other.
No, I'm talking about if I wanted to play one of the baddie game. Yeah, get ready to spend. You know what I'm saying? Get ready to spend. You think about it. Ain't no way in the world, and you know this. All my chances are very, very, very slim that I can say, nah, we ain't going to no. What's the name of that restaurant? Levin Madison. We ain't going there. We're going to McDonald's. Forever. We ain't never going there.
The right one will ride with you. The right one to ride with you. Be like, okay, I'm cool with that. I don't like that. I don't like that expensive shit anyway.
I'm not Ocho Cinco. Now, if I had Ocho, if I had Ocho Cinco name, money, and status, then that might could fly.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. Yeah, but it's a different service. That Ocho Cinco can play that shit. You know what I'm saying? And then without he played that shit, he still got it. So I'm not playing this, man. I'm not playing this, man. It's a different ball game. But with that being said, man, anything else you want to add to that?
Nah, that's it. Said it all.
Man, I'm gonna play this. I got two funny other clips, but I'm gonna play after we get off this out, man. Whatever you want. But let me go ahead and end it.
All right.